bat, Surgical Goblin proved his skill with a tricked-out version of Hog Lightning. Pulling off favorable matchups against Loe's Three Musketeers deck, Surgical Goblin won the series. Day 2 saw Dani making a statement that he was not to be trifled with, winning every game in the top 16, going 8-0. Dani used a variety of decks on their climb, but a slimmed down, double minion version of Lavaloon is what sealed his victory in the finals. Adam rose to prominence as a world-renowned best trifecta player. Now Adam uses spellbait decks with a high-tempo aggressive playstyle. Using Rocket and a nearly unbreakable defense, Adam secured his win over Greg Empire's Lavaloon deck. Donkey Kong took the win on day 4 using Three Musketeers to take the win against Sammy44 and their own Three Musketeers deck. Donkey Kong's use of Battle Ram to block lightning and his Minor Knight tank duo allowed Three Musketeers to deal insane damage. Day 5 saw NemSensei, one of the most prolific live event players, take the win. After making it into the final bracket multiple times, NemSensei's giant graveyard deck overcame Ken's Golem Three Musketeer heavy hitter deck. SuaaReeZ's combination of Golem, Beatdown, and Tornado could not be stopped. Balcon and his Lavaloon deck fell short to SuaaReeZ in 2 decisive games. Day 7 saw the release of Night Witch, and while players scrambled to use her, Royale remained steadfast, playing Hog Executioner in the finals. Voxely, who was using a Night Witch, was no match and fell to Royale. After falling heartbreakingly short in previous tournaments, Berin narrowly secured the win on day 8 against Alex. Using a well-rounded Hog Lightning deck, Berin overcame everything in his path.
Welcome to the Clash Royale Crown Championship Global Series. We are here with the EU top 8 and we did start with over 1 million competitors and now we have the best, the very talented Clash Royale players, and you can see them all just here. And they've all got a clean slate to start with, but as the weeks go on, we'll see them move up and down on this scoreboard. Now it kind of looks a bit confusing right now with the green and blue, but as time goes on, you'll make a little bit more sense of it. But obviously the red area is always going to be the danger zone. I'm your host Gregan, and we're here in the locker room, and I've got Mika and Ash with me today. How are you both doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm really excited for this tournament. It's the first global series for Clash Royale, and we're going to find a top Europe player.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here, guys, and I think that, you know, EU, I feel very lucky that we're on this team because I think we got a stacked top 8.
Yes.
It really, you know, it's hard to even pick a favorite here, but there's so many big names and also some unknowns, so I'm really excited to see how these guys deal with the rock, paper, scissors meta right now, where, you know, if you run into that counter deck, it's all about adjusting. It's all about, you know, kind of, you know, who can play that Clash Royale chess game a little bit better than the next person. So I'm super stoked.
And speaking about giants, we have one of them in our feature match and another very talented Clash Royale player, NemSensei versus Berin. And they're both very talented, as we mentioned before, but tell me a bit about NemSensei, Ash.
Well, NemSensei certainly has proven himself on the tournament circuit. He's definitely a veteran. You remember he lost to Surgical Goblin, and you know he's prepared. One thing about these players is, having talked to them a little bit leading into this, they've all been preparing. NemSensei especially is the type of player who will really try to prepare and also adjust, and he's not afraid to go a little bit off meta with his card selections. You know, he's not afraid to throw in something crazy if he thinks it will work against his opponent. So I would look for NemSensei and even Surgical Goblin too. Two players to keep an eye on to possibly use some unpopular cards or even some, you know, kind of off-meta decks in this tournament. We'll have to see.
We could talk about these players for ages, but I want to know your predictions now for later on.
For the NemSensei Berin match?
Yeah.
I want to go with NemSensei, honestly.
That's the strong vote, yeah.
Yeah, NemSensei, I feel like he's been training a lot since his loss at ESWC to Surgical Goblin, and now he has a chance to like fight Surgical Goblin again in this tournament. So I feel like he's definitely gotten better overall. So I'm gonna go with NemSensei.
Yeah, I totally agree here. I think NemSensei is the safe pick here. He's a really good cycle player. He's really good at understanding his opponent, understanding card rotation. He's a really good mechanical player. I'm gonna go with NemSensei too, even though you can't discount Berin. Berin's one of those guys who is hot right now coming into this, so I don't know. It's a tough one, but I'm gonna go NemSensei here. I think he's one of the favorites in the whole top 8.
I don't think we've given Berin enough credit. He came in on day 8.
I said he was hot.
He's hot. Yeah, of course. But he came into day 8 having not used Night Witch really. He used it in a couple of games here and there, but in the top 8 he used Hog Lightning.
He only used Hog Lightning. He used one other deck. I think it was a P.E.K.K.A. or something.
Yeah,
but
so I'm gonna go
he
Berin.
only used Hog Lightning.
Ooh, you're going Berin.
Yeah, just to be
Okay.
We're Team NemSensei over here.
a little bit edgy. We'll see how it goes later on. But we got Berin, NemSensei.
Who do you guys have in the whole thing? I gotta ask real quick.
The whole thing, I want to go, Donkey Kong or NemSensei.
Donkey Kong would be a great story.
Donkey Kong would be a great
Donkey Kong is like my dark horse.
You like the French people then. You're in it for the two Frenchies.
Oui.
Oui.
I'm gonna go, it's hard, you know, I think that there's, I asked the question, of course, now I'm like, I don't know, guys.
It's fine. We'll get to see loads of games, and right now we're going to see the schedule for today, and that might give you a few ideas of who's going to be playing today. And you can give a bit more of a prediction as we go on, as we see players, especially people like Surgical Goblin, I think a lot of people have been expecting him to do well here.
Yeah, I think that SuaaReeZ definitely is probably
He's
one.
a top player.
Yeah, if you want to go chalky, go Surgical Goblin. The thing about him is he has so much experience, and he's such a good player under pressure.
Yes.
I'm excited to see NemSensei play a lot today. There you can see him on the board. He is in-house, so we'll get to see him on stage as well, which is super exciting. I particularly like Adam's playstyle as well. Definitely a talented
a little man crush on Adam.
Yeah,
Let's
I
be
do like
honest
a bit
here.
of Adam.
The match I'm looking forward to is match 7, because Dani and Royale are both Romanian, and they are best friends.
But they've never met in person.
They've never met in
Which
person.
is so cute. I really hope they both get to meet at some
Pretty
point.
sure it's Royale who's like, I've never lost to Dani. I'm not nervous at all. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Royale, another really good player who could
Yes.
take it all too. I wouldn't either Adam, Surgical Goblin, NemSensei, Royale. Those are my 4 picks. I guess I'd go
Yes.
with Surgical because of the experience, but those two, any of those 4 players, really any of all the 8 of these players could be in the green at the end of
You
this.
just have a good chance of picking the winner, because you've picked 4 people.
If you
Well,
like, yo
I'm not supposed
guys,
to point that out. Come on.
I don't know if you noticed, you've been talking loads about the games, but there's gaps down there.
Yes.
Oh, you're
So the
right.
more astute at home will notice that our last game is going to be decided at another time, and that will be by the people at home. They'll be voting on Twitter, and they get to decide which of 2 games we'll be seeing right at the end of today. So that's exciting for choice of those people who they want to see.
Can I vote?
If you can get
You
Twitter
can
at
try
some
to
point.
rig it, right? You
Yeah,
can try
there's
to
no
influence it.
Yeah, so we got match 1, Berin versus SuaaReeZ, both in-house again. The German versus the Spaniard should be exciting.
It's going to be really exciting.
I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm super pumped.
And I'd love to talk more about them, but I know 2 people who know loads about these guys' deck choices, and it's the giant lookalike in the Mortal Mauler himself, Trid and Woody.
Yeah, thanks very much, Greg. And that's right, it's me, Trid, and I'm joined by Woody, and we're going to be taking you through game 1. It's going to be SuaaReeZ versus Berin to kick off the European stage of the Crown Championship. Woody, what are your thoughts?
Howdy, 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 y'all. I am so pumped for this first match. I've been preparing for this day for weeks. I know these players have as well, but I am so eager to see if we're going to see, one of our more well-known players reach the top, or if it's going to be like one of these underdog stories, one of the players that we never even expected to make it here today, that's going to be tearing through all these well-known, really highly experienced players.
Well, everyone loves an underdog story, so I'm hoping for someone unknown as well in the scene. Definitely going to be something to look forward to, but going onto the stage, or maybe not going onto the stage, we'll find out. It's a mystery. Berin is going to be playing on the blue side this matchup, and yes, he's on stage.
There he is. Oh, lights up so beautiful. The blue player from Germany, Berin.
Yeah, Berin came through on the last day of qualifications. He got in on day 8, so he's punched the last ticket, so to speak, to get here.
And Royale as well on the opposite end, the red player from Romania. Royale, it's really coincidental, I guess, that Royale is red and Romanian, and that Berin is on the blue side.
But
Right,
Berin's
just-
German.
Oh yeah, but it's so alliterative though. I just love this.
Oh,
this
you're going
stage
for the
set, yeah.
literacy.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you now. I thought you were going for a little bit of national flair with that one.
Okay.
No, we're getting ready for game 1. Taking the oxalate stance. Oh wait, what's this? Berin's pulling up something new here.
Whoa, he's not even on the
Sitting on the
podium.
stage, yeah, completely off podium. He's a maverick. I'm expecting unconventional gameplay here today.
What if he sneaks over and like tries to get a little bit closer? You think he's gonna like go sneak a peek and see what's on his opponent's hand?
Our referees wouldn't allow that.
Oh no.
They're
not at
too
all.
good at their jobs.
He's not even lit up though. He's so far forward.
He's in the darkness. He's a
That-
dark horse.
Oh, he is a dark horse. I love that. But we can see Royale there checking out his game, ready to go. Berin's doing the same. Maybe they're, looking at their decks, figuring out which one they want to play in their first one.
Well, I know that Berin played a lot of Hog Lightning to get here into the stage. I wonder if he's going to be pulling that out again at some point today. But obviously, people have started to adapt. People have adapted to, or just being informed, it's SuaaReeZ on the right, not Royale.
Apologies for that.
So yeah, apologies for the confusion, but here we go. Game 1, 10 elixir to kick things off. Who's going to make the first move?
They're both playing very defensively. Both of these players also like to wait until their opponent makes the first move. They're both actually pretty casual here, but it looks like Berin's going to start things out with an Ice Golem at the left side. Split Skellies in the back for SuaaReeZ as he cycles into his Baby Dragon.
Yeah, the Baby Dragon should provide some support. Skeletons will actually chip away, because at the end of the day, the Golem's not going to be hitting those Skellies, so he's going to need some reinforcements to keep it. But they've pushed into his side of the map, so Tower should take care of it. Executioner to clear things off. A Hog Rider on the right!
Hold on now. Big attack going out the right side. Looks like Berin's willing to split push here. He gets one swing out the right. Log's going to take care of those Goblins. No problemo. Executioner reaching the bridge. Looks like it's not quite within tower range, but he needs a little bit of help if he's going to survive this big P.E.K.K.A push from SuaaReeZ.
Yeah, Dark Goblin in the right place there. Reinforce P.E.K.K.A to move into the right-hand lane and start getting that poke. There's nothing to contest because he's already drawn the aggro tower.
Oh,
On the right side, Battle Ram. Oh, the zap clears out the Skellies. Tornado to try and keep him away, but the damage from the Ram has already been done.
You know, Berin was doing his best to try to get that P.E.K.K.A away from the tower, kite it with the Ice Golem, but the connection here is good. P.E.K.K.A gets one swing, the second swing,
They're gonna get
and
the
a third one takes
he
the tower
takes the tower!
down. Way early advantage here for SuaaReeZ. That early tower means that he just has to play defense for a minute and 30.
Yeah, absolutely. He's still going to do some work, though. Gets that final slap onto the King Tower to start working towards that free crown. I wonder if SuaaReeZ is going to greed for it, or is he going to play defensive, possibly go right to get the 2 crown, be splitting the Goblin Gang and the Skellies, forcing a response, and it's going to be Executioner.
He had a nice little elixir advantage there, but yeah, Executioner chopping down on those Goblins, no problem. Berin's going to counterattack over on the right side. It's going to be an Ice Golem. Hog Rider, Executioner. Hog Rider's going to connect with the tower. P.E.K.K.A chopping him down, but he gets a couple swings off there, maybe even a third one.
Oh, the freeze!
Ooh, nicely done. Pops Ice Golem, and that P.E.K.K.A going a little bit too slow. Right side of SuaaReeZ is down to triple digits now.
Yeah, double elixir time, and Executioner is not going to last very long against the P.E.K.K.A as he starts storming down towards that right tower. Dark Goblin on the left with Goblin Gang reinforcements going in deep. The log will only take out the last 3. Dark Goblin still there, lightning to clear the field. P.E.K.K.A being distracted by Ice Golem.
That log just was not big enough to be able to split the difference between the two of them. Hog Rider hitting that right side, though, gets one swing off. P.E.K.K.A's pushing him back and trying to chop him down. But the Hog Rider gets it down to 116. That will go down to a lightning. Not quite within log range. Is this Executioner?
Executioner
He
gets it!
The 1 tower for Berin, and we might be going to overtime, folks. SuaaReeZ out the right side. It's going to P.E.K.K.A and a Baby Dragon right at the river. We're going to see, a Battle Ram added to the left side going for the King Tower now. It looks like he's really splitting his pushes up here.
Oh, the Tornado keeps it right on the edge, and the damage will clear it out. No connection for the Ram. Baby Dragon and P.E.K.K.A doing work on the right-hand side. The Executioner will clean it up. You're right about your overtime prediction, but check out the health on Berin's King Tower. Less than half already. The free crown is a viable option for SuaaReeZ in this matchup.
Hog Rider's just so difficult to get that damage in whenever your opponent's able to stack up a ton of troops because it's double elixir time here. Berin now defending this left side. Doesn't want to lose his King Tower. That would be death for him if he takes it down. Down to triple digits now. Looks like SuaaReeZ is going for the jugular.
Yeah, well, SuaaReeZ can win here with a lightning cycle. 966 health remaining. He only needs 2 more to pull it off. But look at this Hog going on the left-hand side, steaming towards that tower.
Gets
but
the hit.
there's too many units in the way to get an effective thing. Log beautifully placed there to clear out the rest of those units. But SuaaReeZ is in such a good position here because, like you said, he can just lightning cycle through this entire thing. Still gets it. 620. 2 more lightnings should do the trick on this one as Executioner clears out the barbs.
That'd be enough. Berin is really in a tough position here. Needs to pressure hard on the left side, but just going for chip damage most of the time with Hog Rider, it's really difficult to get 1,840 damage out the left. P.E.K.K.A's going to chop down this Hog Rider, but it does get 1 swing off on the left side. SuaaReeZ building up a big push, though. P.E.K.K.A on the bridge. Is he going to add a Battle Ram in there? That's been his card of choice for getting these tower damages.
Should be. Executioner going to draw P.E.K.K.A aggro, but Baby Dragon's going to help him out. Actually, no. It's going to be the Tornado to pull it onto the Ice Golem, freeze it up. Executioner's going to get a lot of value and chip away at these helps. Lots of stall units there to draw the attention and let the Executioner do some work. Battle Ram should go through this. He hasn't drawn the aggro. Another Tornado for Berin. And there's just a zap on the side there to take some more health off the King Tower.
It seems like there's been so many times when Berin's tried to distract and kite troops away from his towers, but the troops just lock on and then he adds on more defense. Berin is just like not really able to control the flow of the gameplay here. SuaaReeZ kind of beating him down. And he's going for lightning cycle. Yeah. 1 more will do it.
1 more lightning should do the trick as the Hog's going to go forward.
Hold on, pre-fire log is able to get that Hog onto the tower. 1 swing is good. Nice zap on defense by SuaaReeZ, though. Still quite healthy at 1024. Just needs to cycle back to 1 more lightning.
He's spamming all the units he can into the left-hand lane, trying to keep everything away. As soon as that lightning comes back up and SuaaReeZ is safe, he can pull it down on the tower. Good game. I think Berin knows what's going to happen next. Waiting for the lightning. Come on, any second now. There we go.
SuaaReeZ takes the first game, a 3-crown explosive start to the European region for the Crown Championship.
Yeah, a 5-minute slugfest free crown. Coming out in favor with SuaaReeZ to take game 1 in this first best of 3. So,
man, it looked like Berin was just barely holding on to the podium there, just trying to stay alive here. Yeah, loses that that first game there, but we do have a best of 3 matchup, of course, so we're going to have another 1, maybe 2 games before we can crown a victor in this duel. What do we think we're going to expect here today, Trid?
Well, the thing is, though, you got to remember it was the P.E.K.K.A. that really won it for SuaaReeZ there. That early hit onto the left Princess Tower. I think he's going to have an answer to that, possibly throwing in more swarm units, because he was just getting outnumbered by SuaaReeZ's own swarm units as well. He had things like the Dark Goblin to clear it out. He had skeletons coming in as well to stall. Tornado was a massive help for Berin, but he didn't have any follow-up because he often mispaired it with his Executioner. So if he can get that Executioner Tornado down a little bit more, he might have better luck dealing with these pushes from SuaaReeZ.
I completely agree with you. We often see a lot of really defensive, slow, turtling type of gameplay from these top-level players. It's all about controlling your opponent's units as they come at you, and then just using whatever you have left to go over a counterattack. The fact that that Ice Golem was able to pull the P.E.K.K.A. so far away, but then get retargeted straight toward that left side tower for the early hit, really gave SuaaReeZ that early advantage and let him push for the win.
Yeah,
Let's take another look at that here.
Yeah, we have a quick replay here. So look at this. Battle Ram actually goes in. Beautiful zap to clear out those skellies. Tornado pulls the barbs back. They will be taking the aggro of the Princess Tower at the moment. Log tries to go for the delay as well, but it's just too much. P.E.K.K.A.'s just still got free roam. So much HP and so much damage behind that tanky unit.
That right side push for the Ice Golem got about 500 damage in, but P.E.K.K.A. clearing that tower down definitely gave SuaaReeZ the early lead and let him set the pace for the entire game. You know, P.E.K.K.A. doesn't often get a whole lot of value, but when you're in single elixir time and you're unable to get that perfect distraction for her, if she goes straight for the tower, it's going down, man.
Yeah, as soon as it's locked on, that's it.
So much damage out of that P.E.K.K.A. She does the most damage of any card in the game, is that right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
I think so. I feel like I ought to know that.
Yeah, you should know that, Woody.
Spouting out facts like that. But P.E.K.K.A., an absolute monster, and a surprise entry here. We actually didn't see a whole lot of her in top ladder play, but in the tournament, the metagame is completely different. Players bring whatever decks they want, and yeah, you got to be prepared to face anything.
Well, you got to remember, SuaaReeZ played so much P.E.K.K.A. beatdown in his day 6 venture into the top 8. Like, that was mainly what he relied on, along with Golem beatdown, a little bit of Splash Yard as well. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen a Night Witch out of either of these two players. You expect to see something like that happen throughout the rest of the tournament.
Well, here they are. If you were looking for Night Witches, we got a Night Witch duel here. SuaaReeZ on the top looks like he's playing a Splash Yard with Night Witch. Meanwhile, Berin on the bottom's got a 3 Musketeer Night Witch deck.
He's got a little bit of everything in that deck, Berin has, so let's find out. But nice poison, draws out the Elixir Collector, really diminishes the value of that, whilst also getting some aggro onto the right Princess Tower. Split Muskies at the back for Berin as well. Going to put some pressure on SuaaReeZ.
It's real risky to play those Muskies early in the game, but I think what Berin's thinking here is that the poison is out of his opponent's hand. Now's the time to strike. Moving in hot on both sides. 2 Muskies and a Miner on the left. We got a Musketeer and a Night Witch over on the right side.
Night Witch doing work for Berin as he clears out that Knight pretty easily. Executioner will sweep out, but the Night Witch of SuaaReEZ does go down.
That's going to demand a response.
Yeah, it's going to...
Oh, too slow.
Look
The Night
at
Witch
that
gets
damage!
2 stabs on the right side tower, 1,000 damage, and a nice early connection for Berin.
Yeah, look at that. 1562 left on that right Princess Tower from the first push from Berin.
Yeah.
Dropping that Night Witch at the bridge behind the solo Muskie really gets a nice push going. It absolutely decimated that Night resistance that SuaaReeZ put up.
Soaking a little damage from the archers there. Not too much to have to worry about. Berin's going for the elixir advantage as he pumps up right ahead of this King Tower. We're going to see another poison. Yes, we are. SuaaReeZ knows what to do.
Yeah, just really diminish the value of that. You know, you got to try and... It's, at the end of the day, 6 elixir on that Elixir Collector. You want to try and reduce the return you get on that as much as possible. Poison's going to be the answer to that every time, because there's no way he can place it really that's sensible. That doesn't mean he can proc a tower.
Absolutely. 3 Musketeers is a great value card, but it leaves you really vulnerable if you don't have enough elixir to play it.
Battle Ram on the right might be an answer to help back it up, though.
on.
Night Witch seems to be the response. The bats will do the work. He just falls short. The zap comes out a little bit too late. Stop that Night Witch, but one of the barbs...
Armon Tower, yeah, it brings it down to 891. That Miner out back is actually doing a lot of work as well. Check it out. Musketeer locks the tower, and that thing is going down, man. Pop, pop, pop. Send it all the way to the graveyard. Berin claims the first crown in this game as we go into double elixir time.
Looks like we might have a series on our hand here, Woody. Berin looking to try to score 1-1 as the graveyard gets dropped for SuaaReeZ on the right-hand side. That Knight's too far up to deal with it. The Miner comes in. Defensive Miner from Berin.
Yeah, that was a defensive Miner. Just had to soak all these graveyard skellies out the back right. That was a real good catch from Berin there. Got that Goblin Gang out of the Knight just in time to prevent him from soaking for those skeletons out the right side. Only down to 1796. Berin is feeling really good here. Healthy and only having to wait 30 more seconds. Just needs to defend this left side push, but it's really big. Night Witch, Archers, Executioner, and a
Tornado to boot. It's going to drag the Night Witch and instantly gets deleted, and the bats are there available.
No. Great
Graveyard
Executioner
on the
value.
left as well. The Miner has come in defensively yet again.
Wow.
Not letting them get anywhere as poison being dropped as well to stop this
points of
push.
damage over there. Left side's looking pretty healthy, though. I gotta say, it's a good game for SuaaReeZ, and Berin seems to agree. The second game of this match goes to the German player, Berin.
So we do have a series on our hand, Woody. Berin brings it back. 1 apiece, so we are going to go into a game 3, and what a way to kick off the Crown Championship by going the distance in our first matchup.
His knuckles sitting there, just tapping his foot. You know,
He's changed
feels
position
good.
again.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He's just ready for this next match.
Is he going to be lying down on his front?
Focused right now.
Is he going to be lying down on his front and then like resting on the podium
Do you think
next
so?
time?
Like
Just
Superman
change,
style?
Yeah, just change the side every time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, the front side didn't work out for him. I don't think he's going to sit on the front side. The inside, you know, he got a little bit closer to his opponent. He was feeling the energy. He knew what his opponent was going to be dishing out to him.
He wants to be closer to the pain and suffering that he's bringing.
Oh, yeah,
it's very
absolutely.
savage.
Oh, completely savage. You know, you can only emote in the game, but when you're sitting like two yards away from your opponent, you can really, you know, give him a little side eye and say, hey, what's up? You won that first game, but I'm coming back for it.
Yeah, I would just be giving my opponent the evils the entire time, just like staring him out there every time that I have a break from play, just to make sure he knows. It's very, very creepy. But anyway, we'll see if some people are creepy in the locker room as we pass over to Greg, Mika, and Ash.
I would say we're quite the opposite of creepy. We're the fun of the show.
You're the creepers over there, man. Keep that over there. Keep that stuff over there.
But first match of the day, and we're already in a game 3. That's crazy.
Crazy, because NA yesterday, they went 6 matches before they even hit a game 3.
Yeah, and we've got the hype energy right here, and I feel like that's going to continue with EU.
Yeah. I feel really good about both those matches there. I especially actually like our guy SuaaReeZ's deck selection. Love to see that P.E.K.K.A control out the first match. The thing about the second match that kind of, you know, it kind of intrigued me is they both played Night Witch in Splash Yard and Three Musketeers. I kind of like going traditional on Three Musketeers, even though he came out with a victory. I think when you have an OP card, people tend to push it in every single deck archetype. Nothing wrong with that. We will be seeing balance changes, so it'll be interesting to see how it affects the tournament as we go along. And hey, how about these players sitting down over there? What's going on? We need to get them a chair, man.
And it's in such good gameplay as well.
We're going to pull the couch over, I think.
4 different decks we've had
like
now.
them just sitting there.
Hog Lightning, P.E.K.K.A, the Splash Yard that you were saying about, and then what was the last one? The Three Musketeers. That's 4 different types of cards or archetypes being used, which is crazy compared to what we've seen in qualifiers. Everyone uses the same stuff, and I love how Night Witch has changed that up.
Yeah, I think it's interesting about the meta. Some of these pros, they prefer a diverse meta, but I'd say the majority of them, from what I've heard, they actually like a more, you know, constrained meta, I guess is the way to put it, because they can better predict what they're going to run into and they can build their deck around it. It's really a crapshoot what you run into every single match.
I don't even know if it's possible, but we'll see a 5th and 6th deck archetype. So I think to find out a little bit more about what these guys play, Trid and Woody, tell us, how do these guys do it?
Creepos.
Nice ending there, Ash. Thanks very much. But Woody, that's a good question. What do these guys need to do? What can they bring out here?
Well, you know, it looks to me like Berin really got the edge there by playing Night Witch. We saw that last mirror match, and SuaaReeZ was a little bit reeling there. So maybe if Berin continues to kind of mix it up, plays you know, cards that he's more familiar with, and tries to get his opponent out of his element, that could claim victory for him here. A 1-1 draw as we go into the final tiebreaker of our first matchup. Berin stretching out, SuaaReeZ looking suave, and game is about to begin. Here it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking at the deck, he's running the 3 Muskies again, and SuaaReeZ is back down onto his deck from game 1. So no new decks, but they're playing something else, and SuaaReeZ thinks he can beat this 3 Muskies. Well, he doesn't know it's 3 Muskies yet. Lightning onto the Elixir Collector, very good answer to it. More effective than Poison, definitely.
Yep. You'll notice Berin's got 1 more drop of Elixir, but suffered a big hit over on that left side. Looking like he's probably going to want to switch to the right. Sends in half the Goblin gang on the right, half on the left. I guess the better half of it on the right side. And SuaaReeZ is going to mirror him.
Yeah, Miner going deep on the left side as well. That's instantly going to draw Baby Dragon aggro as these Goblins, just the 2 remaining on the left, gets a little bit of chip.
Yeah.
A little bit of chip on the right as well.
Chip in there a little bit. Nice split skills here. The Baby Dragon's going to burp off of him 1, but doesn't get the distraction on the second one. SuaaReeZ going to split push now. He's going to Battle Ram go another right side. Berin pumped up. This could be a good opportunity for SuaaReeZ to strike. Nice zapping there. It's going to get some Barb onto the tower. Barb and 4 Skeletons. 3. Oh, no. Skeletons going down first. Not a good result
Defensive
for SuaaReeZ there,
Miner from Berin.
A ton of damage out there for SuaaReeZ. Over 1,000 on the right side. And that Baby Dragon out left, give it credit too, because it was pretty much ignored down to 1656. SuaaReeZ with the early damage lead. Berin really needs to leverage this Elixir advantage to claim the victory here.
One of the things I love about how this game works is when it scans away, but Battle Ram moving in will get zapped. Will he make connection? No, just falls short. one of the things I was going to mention was about the Dark Goblin. When you place it in the center off lane, you can get that aggro, then go to your correct lane out of it. Battle Ram comes in, 14-10 remaining. The Night Witch will fall as well behind Goblin Gang. Miner goes deep on the right-hand side. Dark Goblin drawn to the aggro of the Miner. Goblin Gang gets zapped as well. There's so many Horde units here. They will get picked off, though. Just results in some chip.
Trid, I know you've noticed because I've definitely seen this. The battle rams are getting so close to the tower, but these players have got the reactions perfectly timed just to make sure that they don't actually get that connection in there. Still, right side seems to be the lane that both players are choosing. Actually, never mind. Lightning over on the left side to hit that pump means that SuaaReeZ is getting an advantage over there too. Excellent choice.
He knows he's got his HPs in roughly the right hand, roughly in the same place. But obviously, the fresh elixir needs to be a target because you're trying to take away duration on the elixir. That's how you need to think of it when you're targeting the structures like that. Battle Ram goes to the right. Miner's already there. Doesn't draw any aggro as Battle Ram falls short again. But you've got the slow push from the Pekka on the left-hand side. Wait, Miner's managed to get onto it as Barber's drawn the aggro.
Yeah, takes it down to 7-11. It's SuaaReeZ's turn to counterattack now, though. Pekka on the left side is going to get a little bit distracted by the skeletons here. Still need to take him out somehow, though. Goblin Gang's a good way to do that. Destruction out the right side with the Night, which is good. Added Battle Ram on top, and Berin's going for the counterattack now. Can he get this Battle Ram onto the tower? It's getting zapped, but there's no targeting it.
Yeah,
Boom,
27.
it's the tower. Berin gets it down. 1-0 lead now as SuaaReeZ struggles to get this left side tower down. He sits to the Battle Ram. He's got a Dark Goblin skeleton to the back, stabs it down. Do we get the hit? No, we do not. Berin with the great defense.
But on the right-hand
calls
side,
a good
Baby
game.
Dragon.
It's over. Berin, the 1-0 victory in that game, claims the 2-1 in the match.
Absolutely. Looks so close there. SuaaReeZ mounting an aggressive counter-attack right at the end there onto the right Princess Tower. Just didn't have the time. And that's the problem with the split focus. You need to get one tower down because that's all that counts. If you do half and half, it doesn't give you a crown.
You know, it's real funny. It's often the Three Musketeer deck that gets the split damage off there. But yeah, we saw Berin able to play both sides very well. Even though he got through that lightning just to play on the pump, the counterattack with the Three Musketeers was not enough. Oftentimes you see Three Musketeers get played right after the lightning or the poison or the fireball or whatever goes down so that they can have enough time to build up the push and not have to worry about spell damage. But with spells straight onto the tower, Berin still wasn't able to claim the victory there.
And you can see him
Berin did claim the victory.
Berin did claim the victory. I don't know what you're talking about here, Woody. I don't know what game you've been watching.
Sorry, chat.
But another thing, SuaaReeZ trying to do the exact same thing he did in game one, get that Pekka and rely on it, and hopefully make the connection, frozen the Battle Ram at the same time. But unfortunately, he had too much on his plate to deal with on the right-hand side. Couldn't build up the push he wants to, and it's easily taken down by the end of it. You got the Skellies and Goblin Gang will just do it. But to break that game down further, we're going to throw it over to the locker room.
Can we break down movement in the arena? Just sitting and standing.
The sitting and standing was just so good.
Yeah. I tell you what, I know SuaaReeZ would have won that if he had been sitting, because he's a great sitting player. But no, in all honesty though, guys, in all honesty, you know, both of these players I saw make some mistakes, some missed moves, and that's really uncharacteristic for them.
Hopefully we get to see some of them right now, because there was so much action in that last game. And I think particularly for me, I enjoyed that defensive Night Witch, just so effective for the counter.
It's just amazingly powerful.
Yeah, and I did some calculations the other day, and a Night Witch and 2 bats is the equivalent of a mini Pekka in terms of DPS.
Yeah.
So if you can get rid of the heavy hitting things like the Battle Ram, for example, and then get that counter push, you then just keep spawning bats, and then when it dies, there's even more bats. So it's just an effective mini Pekka that counters better.
Yeah, and that's the danger, right? When you have a card that's OP in the game as the Night Witch, it kind of boxes out cards like Mini Pekka, cards that, you know, deserve a little love too, you know? But I think, like, to finish my point earlier, I think it goes to show that, you know, playing here, a big disadvantage than playing at home early on right now. I mean, eventually all the players for the double elimination round will have to actually be here. But right now you can tell the nerves probably getting to these players, not sure if they should sit on the ground or lay down or whatever, grab a pillow, but a beanbag chair. but seriously, I think that, you know, I think that these guys, maybe that will come to their advantage later on when they have more experience with the bright lights, literally.
Exactly, yeah. And as the tournament goes on, they'll get more comfortable. We saw it yesterday. The players like Godslayer, as they got towards the end of the day, they suddenly looked really comfortable on the stage, and they started beating players from home when he beat Rice. So hopefully that will happen for these guys. But we do have a change on the leaderboard now. We have a top player.
We do.
And good luck to Berin. Hopefully he can keep that performance up, because he started strong today.
He really did start strong. The end of that third game, or the beginning of that third game, it didn't look like he was going to win because he had that battering ram come in and hit his tower really hard.
Yeah.
But
that elixir
he's looking
collector
good now. He's
really
got that
built up the
defensive Night
advantage.
Witch really helping him out.
Yeah, that was really good by him. And then SuaaReeZ unfortunately starting at the bottom, but I'm sure he's got loads of time, 6 more games for him. He's going to move up as time goes on.
It's a long tournament. I mean, we saw McHugh yesterday. He's like, I don't need to show up day one. Forget it. No big deal. It's a long tournament. That's the point, you know? So these guys, even if they're on the bottom, there's plenty of time to climb back up in the round robin. I love, this is actually my favorite part of the whole, my favorite phase of the whole entire tournament. I love that there's a lot of matches. We get to really know these players right now, so I'm super excited about the round robin
I like
tourney.
that they have more than just one game to show themselves.
Another player that we know a lot about is Surgical Goblin. He's up against Royale next.
Ooh, this is going to be a really good one.
Royale fought, I think, 3 of the finalists in the top 32.
So he's definitely got experience with the guys here, but I don't think he got to play Surgical Goblin.
He didn't. He only fought Dani, Donkey Kong, and SuaaReeZ.
Yeah.
So Surgical Goblin's a new challenger for him.
But I'm sure he knows Surgical Goblin
sure he
very
knows,
well.
yes.
Surgical Goblin is like the man of stone. You cannot break him. He is in the zone, and that's why I give the edge to Surgical Goblin in this entire thing, because he has the experience, and it feels like he could have a crowd of 15 million watching him, and he'd still pick it up, you know?
Yeah.
And Trid and Woody are both delightful people to talk about how good Surgical Goblin is. So I want to hear what they have to say.
Thanks, Greg. And then, yes, Surgical Goblin, a veteran of Clash Royale, winning that ESWC. ESCW? Have I messed that up already?
ESWC. You
I
had it
got it
right
right
to
the
begin with.
first time. Doubting myself already. But he's already caught himself a tournament win, and he's looking for another one here in the Crown Championship. But he's going to have to go through Royale first.
That's right. I just want to say, Greg, and I think you're delightful too. Thanks for that down there. We've got 2 great players here though today. Surgical Goblin, of course, a champion of champions, is going to look to secure his spot as the #1 player in the world, as he sees himself, and as a lot of people see him, up against a relatively unknown player out of Romania. Royale has been working very hard. Came in on the 7th day, so barely made it at the end there, but did definitely deserve to get the spot here. Royale on the left, the blue player, is going to try to be a Godslayer today.
Well, we saw Godslayer yesterday, so he's not going to be in over in EU.
Just a Godslayer, not the Godslayer. Right.
I wanted to walk out wearing a 10-gallon hat. Loved that yesterday. But no, both these guys are going to be playing remotely on this one. They're not going to be in the studio just yet. Got some prior commitments that they need to get out of the way, and then they'll be joining us later on in the spring. Split?
We'll call
it the
spring final.
Spring
Sure,
final.
sure.
They'll be joining us in there.
Trey, do you think they're sitting or standing right now?
I would 100% guess sitting.
They're sitting down,
Sitting
huh?
down.
Well,
Possibly lying.
I
We
hope,
don't know.
I hope they're practicing for the stand-up because clearly
Surgical Goblin was very
on the
vocal on
studio,
Twitter
yeah.
about having to learn that skill.
he was. I saw that. He's
But,
going to split some skellies in the back. Royale's holding on to that 10 elixir. Not going to commit anything until he sees something else from Surgical Goblin here.
Yeah, just waiting this time. We don't actually see the decks at the moment, so we don't know what's actually waiting. We got 10 elixir still being sat on by Royale and Surgical.
The waiting game is so intense. The sense of anticipation is palpable in the arena, Trade. Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
No, I can just feel the anxiety over what's going to come next. Zap as well, just being used. I think Surgical's just playing with him at the moment.
Yeah.
Trying to get a response. I have a feeling that
Here we go. Baby Dragon out the right side. Royale's going to counter with an Executioner. Nicely done. That's able to chop through that big old baby up top. No problemo.
still not showing their hands, being very slow, but a battle ram on the left-hand side to kick things off.
Oh, and the Night Witch comes down. Surgical Goblin hates the Night Witch. It's his least favorite card, and until she gets nerfed, she's going to be an absolute terror in the arena today.
Well, Dark Goblin should clear up the bats quite nicely, and the Night Witch to boot as well. Very good.
Nice.
Very
Didn't take any
easily
damage at all.
handled there.
And Surgical Goblin at the right side defended that Executioner with just one Elixir Skeletons. Pretty good cause for them being nerfed, I guess.
Graveyard on the right-hand side to kick things off, though. Goblin Gang going to drop up and try
Zap
and get it.
goes down.
Zap clears out most of them, gets the well played out as the Skellies will make a couple of connections. Nothing too major as the remnants of the Goblin Gang and a Baby Dragon storm down the right.
Surge added that Baby Dragon on, but I think the Goblins probably had it right there. He's going to lose that Baby Dragon to an Executioner at the right side now. Whoa, I take that back. Hold on. Lightning added on means Surgical Goblin is going to commit to this right side push. Gets about 900 damage out there, down only 2 drops of Elixir.
Excellent use of the Lightning spell there to get the maximum out of that push. And look, 1661, he's taken a fair chunk off that right Princess Tower. Nearly 1,000 damage off of it. Giant going to be going up on the right-hand side. But Giant versus P.E.K.K.A. I know who wins that duel, so it's who comes up around it. And the Night Witch is going to be backing up Royal. Surgical Goblin needs to get something to back this up as well. Dark Goblin was a great answer, and there it is.
Oh, yeah, shooting those bats out of the sky
Poison.
like it's nothing. Poison goes down that left side, though. That's going to take care of the Dark Goblin. Graveyard in the back as this Giant is trying to tank for the tower. Zap is going to reset it, though, and it's looking like the Skellies are stacking up on the right side. Nicely done. He's got that Goblin gang back there. Only takes it out a couple of...
Well, he cycled back round to the Dark Goblin when he was dropping all of those
Whoa,
units.
getting the block in there for that Executioner. Dark Goblin's going to hang on. He's got 2 baby dragons going out the right side now. Big right side
Tornado.
attack.
Big necessary, but Dark Goblin still doing all the work against Night Witch. I think Surgical Goblin here has found a good answer. Double baby dragon on the
Absolutely, he's
tower.
pushing that right
426,
side so hard.
94, 1
Royal's got
HP.
nothing. Take it down. 10 seconds left, and Royal's got no way to seal the victory here. Surgical Goblin applying so much pressure at that right side. I thought that it was just going to keep on fizzling. Royal kept on adding defense, but Surgical preempting nearly every single move exactly before Royal was able to get it in there. Claims a victory just even before overtime. Didn't even want to, go for more than 3 minutes this game.
Well, I mean, that's what Surgical Goblin is praised for in this matchup. His mechanical prowess, his knowledge of deck counters and what to place at the right time, and he's just demonstrated that perfectly today. He managed to stop every push that Royal managed to put out, and then he had his great counterattacks as well, like he's cycling around the double baby dragon. He was getting himself the Dark Goblin to counter the Night Witch, which was working so well, and placing it just at the right time to get that lock on and clear them out straight away.
And held that P.E.K.K.A. for the entire game until he saw a tank that he could take it out with. Night Witch is scary, but the bats are flying. They can't provide the distraction that you need to keep that P.E.K.K.A. off your big tank. That right side push was pretty scary, but Surgical Goblin had no fear.
No, absolutely not. He managed to give himself the first victory in his matchup. So he goes 1-0 up in the set. Based off that gameplay, I wouldn't be too far away from saying Surgical Goblin could take this 2-0.
Oh, man, I gotta agree with you there, man. He had a great edge. Look at this gameplay over the right side. The final moments, it's looking like this Executioner is gonna chop down everything, but Baby Dragons and the Dark Goblin finish that off. Tornado not quite enough to take these Goblins out, and with the gang coming in the back, Zap's not enough to kill him either. Baby Dragons tanking for this big push means that game went to Surge. Easy peasy.
Absolutely. Just the Dark Goblin on the backside. He managed to cycle it around twice. So he got his first one down to take out the Night Witch, then he brings it in for reinforcement. Such quick cycles coming out from Surgical Goblin really played to his credit this game. He's able to get everything he needed early. And like you said, he sat on his tankier units until he absolutely needed to use them. And when the Giant comes out, we called it on the cast. It's perfect answer, and he had the right backup cards to make sure he won that trade.
Absolutely correct. And a lot of times if you see P.E.K.K.A. or another really big card like that in a deck, you're going to say, oh, that deck's got terrible cycle. It's going to be really expensive, really builds up to the big pushes. But if you only have 1 or 2 maybe cards in the deck that you really just can kind of keep in your hand and hold on to while you cycle through your other cards, you can still have a really rapid pace of the game.
Is it the start of the pocket P.E.K.K.A.?
It might be the pocket. Is that a P.E.K.K.A. in your pocket, or you just happy to see me?
I know, it might be a mini P.E.K.K.A. in your case.
Oh. Trid the absolute savage.
I try not to.
I don't even know what to say now. I'm just baffled from that.
Completely lost. Well, we're going to be going into Game 2 shortly. Surgical Goblin versus Royal. Are we going to see a mix-up here, or do you think they're just going to try their decks exactly the same again? Because, I mean, we saw in our first matchup, SuaaReeZ and Berin went back to their Game 1 decks in Game 3. Is Surgical Goblin confident saying, yeah, you're probably going to run Night Witch again. Let me just run this deck, because that seems to just, body you.
You know what? I think that they're going to switch it up. They seem to always like playing different decks, never letting their opponent get the read on what they're going to be playing. Surgical Goblin in particular loves changing his decks all the time. He plays against opponents far and wide, always tries to find the best player for any particular deck archetype, go against them, learn the tricks of the trade, and then incorporate that. He's like Kirby. He just goes on, sucks them all up, and then gobbles them up. Takes their skills and keeps on going.
But what if he makes the wrong call? What if he builds a counter deck or plays a counter deck against something that's not actually going to be countered? This is where players, I think, can get the up on Surgical Goblin. If they could just use a deck that's completely unexpected, Surgical Goblin can't account for it, plays the wrong counter, might leave himself a little bit short to deal with it.
Yeah, that's completely reasonable. The only thing that you need to beat Surgical Goblin is to be able to read his mind.
Well, no, it's the other way around. Surgical Goblin needs to be able to read your mind. So if you can just play something completely unexpected, how is Surgical Goblin going to see something that's completely out of the wind that he'd be able to craft a counter deck for it?
Well, I guess we're about to see soon. Game 2 is looking for its start here as we return to the arena. Surgical Goblin and Royale duking it out in this second matchup. Surge trying to seal the deal in this best of 3. It's going to give it a nice little good luck there. Royale ready to go, though. All business.
These guys might stall it out, but no, Skelly's going to be dropped, so not showing his hand too early. Surge always trying to hold on to his cards. Really a good counter-attacker rather than being proactive. And this reactive style of play really works for Surgical Goblin because, like I said, he just knows what he needs to play against every single card. It's whether he has those cards that's the question mark for Royale.
You know, Baby Dragon is so interesting. We've seen it in both decks today for Surgical Goblin and Royale, getting a lot of play. It's a very versatile card, and even though we typically see a lot of decks that like to do one thing really well, it seems like at top-level gameplay, versatility really is prime here. That lightning out the right side for Surgical Goblin earns him a little bit of damage over there, and although he's about to reach 10 Elixir, he's facing down a big push from Royale on the right side.
Well, there's the P.E.K.K.A. He's got that pocket P.E.K.K.A. again. Gonna go and deal with the Golem that's starting on a slow push. Royale needs to start finding out what he's going to build up against it. Night Witch again. It's
can't distract the P.E.K.K.A. though. They're flying up
Dark
there.
Goblin.
And once again, Dark Goblin just
but
trying
no,
to shoot down
Golem's got the
bats.
aggro this time. Golem is drawing the aggro of the Dark Goblin. He doesn't have the damage coming out from Dark Goblin to clear out the Night Witch.
He didn't even need it though. P.E.K.K.A. just absolutely wrecking that Golem at the right side. Still taking a little bit of damage out there from that push, but Surgical Goblin did a little bit of damage of his own out on the right side. One more drop of Elixir to play around with. I gotta give it to Royale there. He actually did a nice little dent at that right side tower, about 800 damage total.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Surgical Goblin, I think the misplay almost there was the positioning of the Dark Goblin, but Goblin Gang going to come down onto the left-hand side, and Baby Dragon should sweep that up very nicely. Only needs a couple of shots to get rid of that.
Royale dropped the oops. I guess he was a little bit sad about those Goblins getting stabbed in there. Not worried too much about this Baby Dragon on the left side, though. Surgical Goblin's taking more damage on the right. Ooh. He is pressuring the left, though. He's going to try to force this lane switch because he doesn't want to allow Royale to build up a big push on the lane that he's already gotten more damage on. Tornado at the left side is a nice move by Royale, but I think that Goblin's going to survive. Yep, needed some skeletons down below to finish it off.
Yeah, the solo bat will fall to one archer shot, so nothing really to worry about on the remnants of that push. But Goblin Gang running straight into this Baby Dragon yet again, just getting decimated before they can make contact. Dark Goblin comes out as an answer, but it's too late.
And they both got their big tanks in their hands. Surgical Goblin with the P.E.K.K.A., Royale with the Golem. They're both just waiting for that opportune moment to strike.
Wait, did he get it?
Good though.
Oh,
makes
the
connection with the
connection.
tower. Huge hit over on the left for Surgical Goblin. Gonna chop that Night Witch down. Dark Goblin helping out to take out the rest of this defensive setup here.
Lightning to clear out.
Lightning. Oh my God! Surgical Goblin is out for blood once again. He's really far behind the Elixir right now, though. Royale with the pump and the Golem moving over on the left side. Oh, only 337 left on the left. Can Surge finish it off with a lightning cycle? Yeah, P.E.K.K.A. to defend.
Right, I think the lightning cycle might be a viable option. Does actually proc the King Tower. Yeah, a little bit of BM coming up from Surgical Goblin. He knows he's got the victory there.
Yep.
Throws out the lightning to end it. Surgical Goblin taking his first match of the Crown Championship 2-0.
Not even a second in overtime. You notice there that Royale placed those troops way back onto the arena tower, just trying to draw that lightning, serve as a lightning rod, because he knew that he was just within range of one more hit and he was going to go down. That big push is really devastating, but if you don't have time to put it together, what's it worth in the end?
Worth nothing. Worth
Nil.
0 crowns.
Nil, as you Brits say.
Nil.
It's worth nil.
Naught.
Naught. It's not for anything.
Not for anything indeed, but
All for naught.
Surgical Goblin picking up his first win. People who are backing him for this need to be quite happy with that.
They must be happy with that. Yep, he's going to be tied with Berin now up at the top. Starting off very strong today. It's good to start momentum building in. You know, you don't ever want to start out at the bottom, right? You always got to get that nice, mindset edge where your opponent thinks that they're the ones who are behind, and they are always going to be the needing to push back even harder.
Yeah, I wanted to point out about that Dark Goblin again with that Golem push. If he would have placed it a little bit closer to the river, I reckon he could have caught the aggro of Night Witch and made that counterattack even more effective. But enough about us. Let's throw it over to the locker room and get some thoughts from some other people.
Thank you very much, Trid and Woody. Well, that was a bit of a clinical performance from Surgical
Very
Goblin
clinical.
right there.
I feel like Royale needs to be prescribed painkillers because
Yeah, that
Surgical
was
Goblin brought the pain.
See what you did there.
Yeah,
See what you did there. But really, like that's the 4th time in 2 matches now that we've seen that P.E.K.K.A. controlled deck. Surgical Goblin playing mind games when everybody knows. Oh, first of all, rock paper scissors meta. It's really smart to play control. It's a safe deck. You can play at your own tempo. You know.
This replay is great with the battering ram. Surgical Goblin is just so good at pushing. He never seems like he's self-conscious about his deck. He's just so head forward.
Just that lightning as well, because that Dark Goblin is so valuable when it's not being attacked by anything that can do a reasonable amount of damage. And that Baby Dragon would have taken it out.
Yes.
And he just gives that Dark Goblin 4 shots on the tower, which wouldn't have happened. So that lightning was so useful. And he knew in the future that if he got that Dark Goblin there, he would be in lightning range and everything like that. He thought so far ahead, which is why it's so good to watch Surgical Goblin.
Absolutely. And think about it, Surgical Goblin, everybody expects for him to switch decks and go totally off meta, totally different. What did he do there? He stayed with the same deck. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if it went to game 3. It obviously didn't, but if it did, I wouldn't discount him to pull out the same deck 3 times in a row, because that's the type of player he is. He always tries to do what you don't expect. Again, really like the deck selection by Surgical Goblin to start out there. And even in that second match, going against Golem Beatdown, he knew that his opponent would have the advantage when it comes into double elixir time. So what he did there was he was a little bit more aggressive for a control player in the first 2 minutes, and it paid off for him. He had the 1-0 victory.
Yeah, so it's still early days, but that does put Surgical Goblin right at the top alongside Berin from earlier on. So we can see the scoreboard right now. Those two sitting in the green, and now Royale and SuaaReeZ starting on the back foot down in the red. But obviously there's so many more games for these players to compete in, and I'm sure it's all going to shift completely different to what we see right now. We've got plenty more games today. But before we go into more games, we're just going to have a little bit of a moment to chat about the new cards that have been announced. Ash, you've been tweeting about them all since they've been announced. It's just crazy how they're going to change the game.
Yeah, I love new cards, man. I mean, some people, it's polarizing. Do you want more cards to learn and have to collect and level up? But I love them. I love new cards, and I'm really excited about this cycle. We have a legendary, a common, a rare, and an epic, one of all the rarities. We have Skeleton Barrel, common card. I'm most excited, believe it or not, about Skeleton Barrel and about the Mega Knight. 2 cards really interesting. We can talk a little bit about them if you want to, but those are my 2 faves. Then we have the Flying Machine and the Cannon Cart. Cannon Cart is interesting too, because it's the first unit ever inside the game that it basically starts out as a troop, it moves, and when it dies, it turns into a defense. It turns into a cannon. That's a mechanic, that's a, I don't know, what do you call it? A mechanic that we've never seen before in the game. And I love when we see new things and new elements that we've never seen added to the game like that.
Yeah, and I think one thing to point out for a lot of people is these cards are going to change a lot as they get put into the game. People start testing them out. But the general mechanic of all 4 of these cards is quite exciting. They all add a new twist to the game.
Exactly.
The one I'm most excited for is that Flying Machine. I know at the moment it seems a little bit underwhelming, but I think as they balance that into the game, that's really going to add a lot to Lava Loon decks, anything which is predominantly flying. And then if not, it's a great support unit. We've seen Dark Goblin getting more popular. So why not bring in a card that's just like Dark Goblin, but instead is invulnerable to anything that's only ground unit?
Exactly.
That's my excitement there.
Really?
I'm excited for Cannon Cart.
Cannon
From the
Cart.
beginning, I really liked Cannon as my tower, my defensive tower. And now that they've put this twist on it where it moves and it lands somewhere that you don't place it, but it's further away, I think that's such a good mechanic to add to the game.
That's cool.
It's going to be tough to play though. That's the main concern at the moment for me, is it's going to be a very top tier player card and everyone else is not going to get the value from it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's interesting, at a 5 elixir cost too, it's just like right in that sweet spot where you're not sure if it's going to have that inherent value or if it's just going to be better options, Executioner or something like that that's already really popular, to stick with that. But honestly, you know, we got to give a lot of love to the Mega Knight. Mega Knight, he's a beast, and it's the first time we've seen a tank that has that unique, you know, bandit-like jump ability or whatever it does. It basically overwhelms its opponents, has a ton of HP, 3,300 HP, subject to change, that's dev build stats, at level 1, legendary. That's pretty beast mode, and it has the Dark Prince AoE attack mode. I mean, it can basically one-shot archers when he leaps to them. So I'm excited about it. It's 7 elixir, so it's a costly, a heavy investment, but I'm excited about it.
Now that's something to think about in the future.
Can you tell I'm excited, guys? I'm
yeah, you're pretty excited about new cards.
Shut down the tournament, let's talk new cards!
But we do have a tournament going on right now, would you believe? And right now we have Adam versus NemSensei. We spoke about NemSensei earlier on, and we've also mentioned how great Adam is as a player. I'm incredibly excited to see these 2 giants facing off.
very excited. I mean, I'm kind of a fan of Adam because all he plays is log bait.
I did get
Which-
very enchatted when we were watching him in
You-
the
yeah,
in the
you did.
replays.
We were-
we-
Shout out and chatting.
I was like this in my chair, like,
He
oh
was
my
like,
god, how's
"Oh,
he doing
baby!"
it?
I was just like, oh man.
Yeah, that was. It's exciting to watch him defend.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
crazy
main
that
point.
he can just take one deck and fight so many other decks and just master that one deck. I'm excited to see if he's going to do log bait this time or if he'll switch it up and we'll see something else from Adam.
Adam's a beast. I think Adam could win this entire thing. He's one of the only players who's won the entire global leaderboard at the end of the season more than one time. So
Yes.
Adam is an absolute stud, one of my favorite players in the game. I'm really excited to see what he plays.
I really want to see this.
And now Trid and Woody, they both love these players. They've got so much to talk about. So I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Thanks, Greg. And I don't think anyone could love Adam as much as you do, but we'll find out if we can win over some more fans with his first matchup of the Crown Championship. So that's right, Woody. Adam going up against NemSensei.
Adam loves to play defensive. He's really slow, methodical, calculating, always likes to get the perfect placement to make sure that he can counter push for as much damage as possible. But NemSensei is the exact opposite. He is very aggressive, loves to go in for the kill, says he always tries to get the 3 crown if he can. It's going to be the unstoppable force versus the immovable object in match 2 of the match 3 of the Crown Championship.
Well, we can just have a look at the decks they used in qualifiers, right? Because we talked about it. Logbait coming out for Adam constantly. He's going to be playing remotely today, I believe. But then we also have NemSensei. Now, he played things like Beatdown, Graveyard Poison, very in-your-face decks. So I think their decks in the qualifiers are representative of their style that you just laid out for us. But NemSensei as well, he's looking out for blood. I think he's only got one target in his mind. And that's gonna be Surgical Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
But we're gonna have to wait a little bit for it. NemSensei with the shades on.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can beat my opponents into submission. Is he going to take the seat?
He's gonna take the
Looks like
seat.
he will. Okay.
Go for the stance. He lands it!
Oh, there he is. The perfect 10 for 10 of that drop. Trid, I think NemSensei's got the early advantage for the crowd on his side. I mean, how can you not love a guy coming out in shades, looking so serious? He's got it, man.
Yeah.
Headphones in.
Sponsored by
Ready to
Adidas,
go?
apparently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Team Vitality. Oh, yeah. They're serious business, man.
Wait, were they transition lenses, or has he just changed his glasses? Because now they look clear.
I think you're right. I think he switched him out. He's a versatile guy here. Maybe that can suggest a little bit about him switching out decks in between each game as well.
Maybe, but we've been looking into that a little bit too much. I love the idea he bought the shades just for the walk-on.
Oh, man.
No
so cool.
No 10-gallon hats, but the shades will do. Log shuts down that Ice Spirit right away, and we're going to have split skellies being mirrored. A little bit of chip from the Log on the back end of that.
Yep. Adam reaches 10 elixir here. Ooh, they're going to split up here. Executioner down the right, Night Witch on the left. I'm thinking Adam would have probably preferred to have the defensive setup against this Night Witch. She is an absolute terror.
Yeah, but he's going to need an answer to it. Executioner will go up against Executioner. Ice Spirit will stop it. Oh, the Hog will draw the aggro.
Oh, no!
Miner on the backside on the
Ice
left-hand
Spirit,
side.
perfect for NemSensei. Perfect for NemSensei. Gets the Night Witch over on the left side tower, down to 1894 now. Adam couldn't quite build that push just as big on the right. Hog Rider did get one swing off down to 2270, but NemSensei with the early damage and elixir advantage is going to be starting off the next push, it seems.
Yeah, so already HP advantage in the favor of NemSensei. Preemptive Log or a mistake there from NemSensei?
Just trying to get a little bit of chip cycle
Yeah.
damage there. I think he realized that his opponent isn't going to be playing something like log bait, so he doesn't really need to hold on to that. Just 2 elixir off the left side tower to get
Wait,
a
Adam
little bit
not
of damage.
playing Log bait?
What? I know, right? Maybe NemSensei added the log bait, the log thinking that he was going up against something
nice
like that.
tornado to
Bit of
combo
mind
with the
games
Executioner.
there.
Lightning is the response to take out the potent damage of that combination as Night Witch will get Ice Spirited. Look at that, Executioner on the back end should get this Night Witch. Any more bat spawn might be a problem, but no, he
Oh.
clears them out.
Adam, you
Gets
going to
the-
add the miner on? Oh, that would have been so helpful,
No.
but I guess, yeah, it was
It was,
looking
too,
like that.
it was
Executioner
too
gonna-
late. The travel time of Miner would have taken too long. By the time Executioner got there, Executioner still would have taken the aggro. So you're just having a Miner just
That's
beat in the
fair.
tower
That's
with the
fair.
shovel.
Perfectly reasonable.
I mean, chip damage, but you know, you want a little bit more out of these pushes if you're going to invest a legendary card like Miner. But here you go, NemSensei
Oh,
doing
log too
just
late for
that.
Adam there. What's going on, Adam? At the
Oh,
left side, down to
no.
14-16 now. You know, he usually plays really careful and perfectly timed moves. It looks like he's maybe a little out of his element over here. Right side, lightning is good though. Gonna get the win for that execution at the right side. Damage on the Night Witch from that Ice Spirit is also gonna help out a little bit. Looks like that right side push has got nothing to worry about.
But that Ice Spirit on the left was a great move from NemSensei, drawing out the Night Witch aggro. Poison being dropped on top of the Miner. Gonna make sure he's okay to chip it away.
With a pre-fire log out the right side.
Oh, Tornado will draw the King Tower. Will he smack? He's procced the King Tower with the Tornado.
Oh no, real bad move for Adam there. Didn't expect to see that Tornado. I mean, we hadn't seen it at all this entire game. Adam suffering at that left side with the Miner
Hog Rider
poison.
on the right again.
Hog, Executioner, Lightning added on, but it misses the Executioner.
34 HP
That's
on Adam's
terrible.
left tower.
Adam is so missing that right side damage. The Executioner not able to finish it off. Yeah, Block's gonna roll it on in. The 1-0 victory for NemSensei. It feels a little anticlimactic, but he played so perfectly that entire game. It never seemed like NemSensei ever gave up any damage to his opponent, and pressuring that left side really hard.
Apart from the 776 HP remaining on his right princess
He never gave up
tower.
any damage that he couldn't sustain. He knows exactly how much damage he can take. Calculated that perfectly. Got that tower down just before the start of overtime. I gotta give it, man. NemSensei, man, he really proved that he can go against the best, and I think he's probably gonna take the win in this matchup.
If game one is anything to go by, I completely agree with you on that one. What a great way for NemSensei to kick off his Crown Championship campaign by getting a victory against Adam, who's being like touted as the new hotness, so to speak.
Well, he's not only the new hotness, he's also the old hotness. He was a #1 ladder player many times. He loves this game so much he just plays it almost obsessively, and the interactions, just getting them perfectly timed down, is something that Adam does have, but a little bit poor on the execution there. Seems like he will be down a game, but maybe that's the position he likes. Maybe he feels like being, with his back up against the wall is a chance for him to make the comeback.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick look at the Miner Poison play on the left-hand side for NemSensei.
Oh,
no, it's actually going to be the
Tornado,
Hog
yeah,
Rider.
getting pulled in there. Yeah, NemSensei, I'm sure he held on to that Tornado the entire game, waiting for that
Miner
exact
Poison
moment.
in the back left there at the end off the back of the Tornado. So it was
Yeah.
nice we got to see that as well. That's a nice trick that players don't really seem to think of unless they're told about it or see it. It's the Tornado to drag the Hog Rider into the King Tower, get that reinforced damage early on. Before you even lose a tower, it's a great way to punish someone who's relying heavily on these Hog pushes.
That's right. He even got a couple chip damages out the left side through that Skeleton in the back. The Miner, though, with the Poison is such a good combination, because if you're able to get your opponent to like get used to responding with just like really cheap little small chippy troops like Skeletons, like Minions, like a Goblin gang, adding the Poison on there is guaranteed tower damage. It's protection for your Miner, and oftentimes you can even hit like a pump or something else in the local area. Great combo there for NemSensei, and expect him to maybe even pull it off again here. Do you think he's going to play the same deck?
I think he might mix it up a little bit. I think relying on the same deck too many times provides weakness, because Adam, it could be just a mind game though. He could go, right, Adam's going to expect me to change. I'll keep it the same. I'll mess over whatever he provides. The counter, what I assume will be the next deck. But then we've shown so far, Bowler and Mega Minion being split for Adam. Graveyard coming down, so that's quite poor timing, because the Bowler should deal with that quite easily. But you've got the Ice Golem, the Night Witch, the Poison, the Tornado. Adam is going to clean house on that push and take negligible damage, but no, he's still coming in more.
Is drilling in hard, man. What are you talking about?
Happening?
Night Witch is about to take this freaking
He
tower
looked like
down
he had it.
all the way. Bats are going to finish it off, and that is an
No!
early lead for NemSensei. The very first minute, the very first push, that tower is out. No, NemSensei said he loves to go aggressive, always pushes in and goes as hard as he can. He knows, exactly like Surgical Goblin in that last game, exactly when to apply pressure, when to send in all the elixir, and when he can actually, take advantage of his opponent, thinking that it's going to be a smaller push, trying to not commit too much elixir to that lane.
It looked like Adam had that completely under control to begin with, and then the tide just came crashing down over Adam. Look at this on the right side. He's in panic mode right now. There's 1 minute 30 to go. He's going to take at least one Princess Tower to keep him in the game. Poison being dropped on top of the Bowler's Execution will try and clear that out. Night Witch being drawn to the right as well. So they're going to step through that Poison pool as the Ice Spirit, trying to buy some more time for NemSensei.
Night Witch just completely OP. NemSensei now facing down a split push from
Graveyard
Adam.
on the left.
Going to send
Adam's
the
got
Baby
his own.
Dragon Graveyard over on the left side, while the Night Witch is going to get fizzled over on the right. But wow, Adam's actually pulling it back in. Look at that Graveyard. Stacked up a ton of damage out the left side, brings it down to triple digits. Adam is back in the game now.
NemSensei's saving grace there was that Tornado. If he did not drop that down and pull some of the Skellies away, he was in big trouble because the aggro was drawn on that baby dragon he played down earlier. Excellent play by Adam to try and
aggressive
come
move
back
by
in.
NemSensei here. We got a nice goal in the graveyard right over to the right side. Night Witch trying to chop down these skeletons. Add a poison on for NemSensei, and he is not letting up any of this pressure at all.
Oh
trying
my
to get this
God.
right side tower down, but he's going to leave himself really vulnerable to a counterattack now. Baby Dragon out the right side and a bowler on the left. Is Adam going to add the graveyard on? I can only imagine Mega Minion added up top, and there's the graveyard tower locks.
Double
The bowler is going to start
graveyard.
trying to take some damage over to the right side. NemSensei on the offensive as well.
The
is
bowler's
gonna
reinforced.
He's going to soak this left side
But
tower
right
damage
side.
entirely, but finishes off that right side. NemSensei is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to zap down the skeletons that start stacking up.
They're both going for the free crown.
Look
He's
at
going
Adam.
for the free
Adam's
crown.
in a lot of trouble though.
Adam, he's got it.
Night Witch. The tower goes down. NemSensei claims a decisive victory, 3-1 over Adam.
The free crown from NemSensei. We talked about starting a good campaign. What a better way to do it. 2-0 your opponent, and one of those matches, you get the free crown in there as well.
Oh man, fist pumping, heart racing. NemSensei puts the shades back on. Too cool. Look at that. The absolute winner, a 2-0 in this matchup, NemSensei.
I love the flair from NemSensei.
The personalities are just great. If I just only knew that one player was in the arena and one player was remote, I would just so hope that the player who was in the actual physical arena was going to take the win, just because I love seeing that celebration. So great. NemSensei, thank you for that.
Pulls out the shades, points the finger to the camera, and gets it all going.
You know, he must be thinking some like amazing like pun in French as the like sunglasses come on. He goes, yeah, you know.
Oh, I'm doing a bit of CSI.
Oh yeah.
But no, NemSensei though coming out with the victory. Looked so close at the end there. I'm surprised, honestly, that Adam managed to get that back with the graveyard placement. Gets himself in there, gets that glimmer of hope because it looks so dark for him to kick off the match. 30 seconds in, minute 30, and you've already lost your Princess Tower. And then he plays it back on, both mirror on the opposite sides of the map, that graveyard, and they just go ham for the final push. Unfortunately, Adam, he could take that Princess Tower, couldn't hit the king.
Defense against the graveyard is so difficult. Adam was in a really tough position there, needed to get the tower down. And then NemSensei knew it. He said, instead of defending, I'm just going to go on the counterattack and push back even harder. Great game there. I think we should send it back to our friends over on the couch and see what they thought about it.
Amazing.
Just
oh
the
my gosh,
celebration.
the sunglasses.
It's incredible.
NemSensei is one of my favorites,
Yeah.
just because of his
I haven't
Definitely.
heard NemSensei say one word the whole time I've been here, and all of a sudden he wins and he's just like, what
He's
up,
just got those
He's got the
sunglasses.
swag.
So good.
That was the best
He had the
celebration we've
BM,
seen so
match
far.
1, match 2, he had like the real life BM. He was just like, yeah, what
I
up?
just want NemSensei on stage the whole time.
Yeah, can he just
like
go on and be
whenever
a
he's
double
not
act for any
fighting.
player who's not
Yeah.
here? But we do get to see the game-winning moment for him. That graveyard counter, as soon as the graveyard went down.
So good. Just.
Yeah, he was
knew
one
he
step
won.
ahead. He was
Yeah.
one step ahead. He did a good job in sacrificing that left tower. He knew he was going to go ahead and save that poison for defense on his king tower
And I think-
just take down that
Yeah.
right
I think
tower. and he
Adam
did.
knew that he shouldn't have defended because he needed to get at least one more tower. He needed a 3 crown, so that's why NemSensei won.
Yeah, I gotta say too, I'm surprised that Adam didn't go to his go-to. You know,
Yeah.
I'm surprised
The
that
lock bait.
he didn't go with the spell bait or at least some sort of a hog variation. You know, Adam's always been, even before he was such a great bait player, he was always a great hog player. He was
favorite
actually one of the
card.
pioneers of Trifecta in the early game, like a year plus ago. You know,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I'm surprised at that result there.
He tried Hog in the first game, but just was ineffective. NemSensei, like we said, always one step ahead, and that's what's so good
So
about these
good.
top players, is they're used to playing against the best, and so they know how to counter the best.
Yeah.
And we'll hopefully see more of that from NemSensei today, but that does put him up there with the top players again. Not too much has changed at this early stage, but we're starting to see who's got the upper hand with those early wins. Just there, NemSensei being moved into the joint
Pushing
first
Surgical
position.
Goblin down.
I mean, at the moment, they're all
At the
joint.
moment, they're all the same.
But even if you look at the bottom 3 players, Adam, Royale, and SuaaReeZ, all 3 of those guys are absolute studs. So I would not be surprised. I don't know.
I like the term stud that you
I know.
use.
It's my go-to apparently.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
they're
think
talented.
Yeah, they're all really good. So
This top 8 is all talented. That's what's exciting about EU. And we've got the last 2 players who we haven't seen yet today. Dani and Donkey Kong are going to be coming on for this next game.
So excited about
I'm
this
pretty
one.
excited. There is a little bit of a worry though, because Dani has said his internet's a little bit spotty at the moment.
Yes.
So hopefully the disconnect doesn't become a part of it. But in the rules, it does say if he's available for the match and can play it, that he comes along and plays it.
that sounds like the Derek jet lag excuse to me.
Yeah.
From back in Helsinki tournament. I don't like excuses before the match even starts. I'm actually pulling for DK here.
I'm pulling for DK. I mean, he actually didn't want to fight in this tournament.
It's such a good story,
His
isn't it?
friends and family actually convinced him to fight. So now he's finally here to kick some tail, and we're gonna see if he's bigger, faster, and stronger too.
Yeah.
Yeah, DK is a beast, and he's you know, he's maybe new to tournament play, but this guy has been doing it on ladder for a long time. He's a perennial top 50 player.
Yep.
He's really, really good pusher. Let's see if he has what it takes to prove it here in a tournament setting.
Yes.
And
Amazing.
I have two lovely friends who are sitting in a booth right now who would love to talk more about these two players. So I want to hear from you, Trid and Woody.
Thanks, Greg. And bigger, stronger, faster too. Will he be the latest member of the DK crew? It's Donkey Kong.
Wow. There it is. You know, Mika set you up perfectly for
Yeah,
that
I
one.
know. Thanks, Mika.
You just had to go for it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Royale lost the game earlier today. Dani, the other Romanian player, is going to try to bring the pride of Romania back. But, you know, another really patriotic player, Donkey Kong, fighting for France, is going to try to secure the win once again. Let's go take a look at the arena. I think we're ready to introduce the two players now.
Yeah, I believe both of these players are playing remotely, if I remember correctly. First up is going to be Dani from Romania.
The blue player, lightening it up. There he is. Look at that nice little signature there. Just deep.
Simple but elegant.
Yeah, it looks like Dali's signature almost. It's all like
Yeah, just pulling up the massive DK.
I love it. Not even joking around. No donkeys. No.
I would have
conch.
liked a little. I would have liked a little like banana. Just to
Oh yeah, or like a little barrel on there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Well,
like that.
will we see some barrels from Donkey Kong? Will he pull out the
Oh.
Goblin barrel today, maybe?
Ooh, tossing some barrels around. Yeah, which troop looks the most like DK? I'm gonna go with Bowler.
Yeah, I'd say Bowler. Bowler
Yeah.
looks like you could pass it as though he's been shaved and painted.
Uh-huh.
But
And you know who also likes to get shaved and painted? A Twitch streamer, Hyphonics. He did a really great cosplay of the Bowler.
did he?
What's upon a time? Yeah. Looks
I'll
great.
have to keep an eye out for that one.
Well, we're going to stand by for the first game here. It's just about to start. Dani and Donkey Kong in the fourth match of today. The final two players that we haven't seen yet, they're sitting there in the middle of the leaderboard. Who's going to end up on top and who's going to sit down to the bottom?
Well, we will find out as the 2Ds go against each other. But who will take the L? Let's find out.
It's a D versus D matchup. D and D. Oh, early hit over on the right side. Ice Spirit gets a little bit of connection there. Pump, though,
I
from
would have
Dani,
thought that Donkey
starting
Kong
off,
would have
quick.
punished a little bit more, considering the pump was the first thing that Donkey Kong played, right?
Oh, you can soak an Ice Spirit. That's not too bad. One elixir for just
No,
a
I
little
was saying
tiny
Donkey
hit
Kong
of
should
it.
have played more than just the Ice Spirit if he knows he's
Oh.
going to have that elixir advantage to kick things off.
Oh, okay.
Because Danny's already dropped that elixir collector straight away. He's gone 6 elixir, boom. All right.
Exactly, yeah, I see what you mean. I think our players are switched up here, by the way. Donkey Kong up on the right side is going to be the top red player.
Yes.
And Danny's going to be the blue player on the bottom.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine though. But Expo going to choke up this Golem. It's going to go straight for the Expo itself, buy some more time away from the tower. Meanwhile, just the constant repetitive damage coming out will break it up and start to break this down. But Executioner on the backup to get that splash. But it's a big push coming in. Tornado draws him into the center. Another Tornado
Dual
keeps
tornadoes.
them together.
It's a twister.
That's enough from DK to keep everything together here and not lose out massively to that initial push.
Dani did try to get that Executioner off target by using the tornado, but a counter tornado by, or excuse me, Donkey Kong. Sorry, the players are switched up here. Donkey Kong tried
Look
to
at
get
the left,
it
Woody.
off there.
Look at the left.
I see the left. I see. We've got the pump coming in from Donkey Kong. He's actually got a really great counter to this deck. Expo really does not like going up against the big, beefy Golem. It's able to build up a huge push, and with Donkey Kong adding troops onto the back end, I don't think he's very worried about this Expo.
Well, Donkey Kong's being reactive to what Danny's doing here. It's not a response from Dani to put the Expo. Expo goes down. Donkey Kong's like, right, Golem, it's going down now. That's going to tank everything. Beat through it, but Night Witch, Golem combination. There's the executioner we love to see against Night Witch. Connection not made, but the splash damage
Whoa,
on the break.
Rocket
Rocket
coming
comes
on
in as
in.
well.
God,
There
boom,
we go.
takes out the Executioner.
Big
Night Witch is
hit.
still there. Look, the Night Witch is still there. Tornado's going to pull her off the tower, but it's
Bat
going to have
spawn?
quite a few bats going in there. Stab, stab. Oh, couldn't quite get the hit in. But nicely done to Donkey Kong there, down to 943 in that right side. Very interesting, he's playing both Pump and Rocket. He's got plenty of elixir to throw around here now. Split some skeletons out to distract the Expo, and there's the Golem right on time. Soaking for the Expo, he has got nothing to worry about on the left end.
Absolutely, Executioner going to try and back that up again. But look at this side. Danny's right-hand side is so exposed right now. Going to use the Rocket to clear out the defense.
God, boom! Donkey Kong throwing him deep and heavy.
Now for Expo.
Yeah, Expo's up, but defense bow is no good. Where is the Inferno Tower? It seems like that's the one card Dani really needs to shut down the Golem.
There's nothing to defend it once this Expo goes down.
It's Rock Mania in here in the arena.
Wait,
we got 2 Golems. Oh
yeah, he just literally cycled back from Expo. He's not going to have another opportunity to get it back up.
Dani's
Golem is free to hit that tower. Donkey Kong is going to take this first game.
Donkey Kong for the win. Finishes it a 1-0 victory. Barely took any damage on either of his towers. I think that right side just barely suffered anything. Donkey Kong, the commanding lead in this matchup now.
Commander-in-Chief, maybe.
Of the DK crew. Yes, of course.
The DK crew.
Yeah. Fighting hard for France. And
the DK crew, obviously.
And the DK crew, yes. Did we call him Titan in Phase 2? Titan Donkey Kong? He's now just Donkey Kong.
Yeah, it's just Donkey Kong now. By his request.
Yes, of
we
course.
Did check. We wanted to make sure because he was going by two monikers at the same time.
Yeah.
I do love that word, moniker.
Oh, moniker. Yeah, he's just like Cher. It's like one. He's going solo. He's
Cher.
figured out his identity.
Prince.
He's the DK.
Slash.
Yeah. Buckethead.
Lord Buckethead, actually.
Lord Buckethead. Oh, well, that's the politician in Britain. I was talking about the performer.
Oh, you're talking about the performer. No, Lord Buckethead is more trivial. Well, more topical, shall we say.
Oh, yes. Very, very interesting. It's unfortunate, that we don't have any British players representing the country here today, the kingdom.
That's why we got me and Greg in here. We're here to we're here to inspire
right.
the Brits to rise up.
For
the fall season.
We're looking for you guys, fall season. Come back and show us what you got. But the match right now, we got to focus on these two guys. Sorry. Okay. D versus D. D versus DK.
D versus D, competing for the L. Well, against
competing
the L.
for the W. They want the
yeah,
W.
They don't want the L. But no, so let's talk a little bit about what DK did there. So DK was relying heavily on that Golem Night Witch push, getting him in there just fine. Meanwhile, Dani, using the Night Witch, had the Expo. I think that was kind of like the core of what he was trying to achieve there, perfectly countered by the Golem. So you have these great counter pushes coming out from Donkey Kong. He has the Golem, he has the Night Witch, somehow cycled that round faster than Dani could cycle around the Expos, gets the advantage to take that final tower that he needed.
Starting off fresh once again. Both players reach 10 elixir here in the second game of our match. Splitting some goblins out in the back left. Baby Dragon's going to burp him down, no problem at all.
Well, he burped down half of them.
Yeah, burps down half. Only a little bit of damage off the right side of that Spear Goblin can only do 50 at a time.
Yeah, Night Witch is going to be dropped onto the left-hand side, coming up behind the Baby Dragon. He's going to have fun with that Knight.
Just within range.
Just while he catches up. The stray bat off to the right. You don't need to worry about that. Dies straight away. Here's the Executioner. Gets that aerial and ground damage. Will start eating through this Night Witch and the bats. 3 Muskies in the middle. Out of nowhere. Tornado draws them in. They're all going to go to the same lane. There's no splitting for you, Donkey Kong.
Missed that last hit from the Executioner, though. Miner had to serve for the 3 Musketeers on the left side.
Donkey Kong
still in his ass.
The lock
1 lock, 2 lock, 3. Oh, didn't quite get the 3rd lock, but still a ton of damage out the left side. Donkey Kong gets the damage in. 694 left on the left side.
What a start for Donkey Kong there.
I got shivers, man. Shivers going down my spine. Dani, unable to commit to this Baby Dragon push out the left side. It's going to take a big early hit. Donkey Kong, with the 1-0 lead in the set, has got a commanding setup here for the second game now.
Yes, it was a great start. Dani using the Tornado, try and pull these 3 Musketeers together. Actually worked to his disadvantage because he brought 3 Musketeers. It would have been 2 in that lane, not 3, and he wouldn't have got as much damage out from DK. But Graveyard being dropped underneath DK's left Princess
Goblin
Tower.
getting to defend, stabbing down those skeletons, no problem. Poison setup, though, that's going to take out the Goblin. Can this Night Witch get a connection over in there? Oh, interesting Tornado spell. I'm not sure what that was all about.
It brings the Knight to melee range faster. So I guess the logic behind it is I can kill this Knight faster. Maybe the bats will be drawn to the tower rather than going for the Knight. That's just my convoluted way of thinking about it. That might not be intentional.
That completely makes sense. He did get a nice little bit of chip over on the left side, down to 1361. Donkey Kong retains the damage lead and a big elixir advantage with 2 pumps now down. 3 Muskies coming on in. Has Dani got a spell to punish, or is he just going to be taking it on the chin once again?
Battle Ram to reinforce as well. That's coming out on the right-hand side. Nothing to draw the aggro. Baby Dragon, he won't get in time. Connection
gets the hit. Much more damage on the left side for DK. He's actually splitting up his damage now, as 3 Musketeer decks are wont to do.
Wow,
and
he's got the lock
the right side up. Oh my God, the Musketeers got an early lock. Didn't even notice that. DK now under attack over on the left side. It's gonna be a Graveyard Night Witch combination over there. Can he defend him? Berin did slip through. Donkey Kong going
The
for the
minus,
2
there's
crown.
now 2 crowns.
There it goes! Donkey Kong with a 2-0 lead. He's only got to defend for 16 more seconds, and this game and match are going to him.
Donkey Kong's got to have this. There's no way that Dani can get 2 Princess Tower 10 seconds when he's holding on for dear life against the free crown. Riddick, can he do it? All for one and one for all. 3 Musketeers and 3 crowns to boot.
All for one and one for all. There they go. Donkey Kong, the flawless victory, claims his match win over the Romanian Dani.
What a matchup and what a performance from Donkey Kong. I know Ash was giving him praise. He was the dark horse of the matchup. That's definitely going to change that. I think he might no longer be a dark horse. We can see more repeat performances like that throughout week 1. People need to start backing Donkey Kong and putting some money on this guy.
Oh, absolutely, man. He's he went ape in that arena right there. Nothing stopping
That
him.
was like bananas.
Big
Bananas are usually like up here. You went for like tomatoes, like low-hanging fruit.
Oh
right
my
there.
God! Well, I think I made the connection there. I was running out of options.
Right.
He went ape. That's fine, right? We get credit for that.
To be fair, I can't complain. I've been like on my knees at the moment,
know.
grabbing these.
Yeah, you're on your knees a lot, grabbing down in there, aren't you? Donkey Kong with the win, though, claims victory in the matchup, and we have now seen every player in the arena now. Donkey Kong up on top with the rest of the victors is going to try to hold that early lead that he claimed, and yeah, let's send it back to our friends in the locker room, see what they have to think about the match.
I thoroughly enjoyed Donkey Kong's playstyle there. It was really aggressive.
Yep.
So good.
DK's a beast, and or he's a stud, right?
He's a
and
stud.
and
If
honestly,
I call him a stud, it's different.
little side story about. Let me tell you a story about DK, guys.
Oh, right, I'm sitting
He
down.
visited my clan for a while, and I fancy myself an amateur 3 Musketeer player.
Okay.
And he was like 20th in global in the world, and I was like, teach me your ways. So he coached me live, which was really, really great. And just the things that he picks up on playing 3, I was hoping he would play his 3 Musketeer deck, because I really put him up there at the very top of the 3 Musketeer players in the entire game. So I'm
And
glad
he
to
used
see
it
him
so
pull that.
well,
He
yeah.
taught me a few of his tips. I got a long way to go before I get to the DK level, but you think of Darth Jar Jar, you think of Esley, you think of like all those really really well-known 3 Musketeer players. I think we're going to start talking about Donkey Kong in the same sentence as those guys
Yes.
pretty soon.
I agree.
And one thing that goes very well with 3 Musketeers is that battle ram, and you can see here that wonderful switch of lanes, really getting good damage.
It's so powerful. I love
Yeah.
it.
Once-
Even defensive Night Witch can't really
Yeah.
hit that.
Yeah, Splash Yard has difficulties with not too many decks in the meta, but 3 Musketeers can be a thorn in the side of Splash Yard even. 3 Musketeers just does pretty well against every other archetype, so it's actually a pretty safe play, even though people are carrying more lightning than they really ever have. So there's counters to it, but still a pretty challenging matchup.
And that means that every one of our players has played a game now, and they found themselves either the top half or the bottom half. So we get to go
You're going
over
to the big
the
board.
scoreboard, where we have a little bit of a change from earlier on, but I'm sure those who've been watching have been keeping track. These players at the top have made it through with a win today, and then the bottom 4 have all got 1 loss. So it's a bit of a iffy start for them. But we do have some top plays for you to watch from this morning so far, and I cannot wait. Well, it could be this afternoon for some people. Depends on where you are in the world. It's morning for us right
So
now.
our 5th play is from Surgical Goblin.
Oh, this one's really
It's-
intense. Just
oh,
that,
yeah.
that tornado was kind of a hopeful tornado, then the hopeful
But-
zap.
Yep.
Even the zap just doesn't really do what he wanted it to do, because Surgical takes that tower immediately.
Really good use of the cycle there when
Number
his
4
execution was gone.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It's from our lovely Gregan doing a little jig right before we started. Look at that.
This is at 5 a.m. too.
What a
You're
powerful play.
you're ridiculous.
I didn't know I looked like that.
Our top 3rd play is from SuaaReeZ and Berin's match. You have the push from Berin just taking that tower. Baby Dragon couldn't really counteract it.
But I think this was
But this
just
is
before he
actually
wins,
the
right?
SuaaReEZ play, because he had that Dark Goblin. No,
Yeah,
actually it was Berin.
That was my favorite bit when Berin won and
He
didn't
gets
know.
up, stands up, shakes hands, sits down, stands up, sits down.
It's nice to see the handshake though,
hard to
the
decide.
respect, the
Number
respect
2 is
there.
NemSensei's walkout.
Oh yes! I love it. Oh, he's
That
a
point,
hero.
the shades, what a cool guy.
That was my reaction at the time. Oh, this guy's incredible.
So good.
Number 1 play. It is
And
NemSensei against.
NemSensei again.
It's that double
It's
graveyard
that
exchange we
double
saw.
graveyard.
Putting the Ice Golem in the pocket, graveyard connecting, boom,
And then
2 towers down.
NemSensei's graveyard taking the 3 crown
Yep.
at the very end, which was just, he knew it. He's celebrating.
He's very emotional. I love it.
NemSensei. I
So
wanna hang out with
NemSensei
him.
making 2 of the top 5 plays purely based off of how expressive he is.
That's
so
true.
Any tips for a new player coming into the studio? Be expressive because it looks great.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
And the couch will love you.
he's such a quiet guy. I don't think he said one word, and all of a sudden he's like one of those introverted extroverts, right? He
Yeah.
gets on camera, and all of a sudden all this personality comes out. I
loves
love
it.
it. He reminds me of Godslayer from yesterday. Cowboy hat. He's got that attitude. I like seeing
So
players
good.
like that live.
Yeah, and one card that we have seen a lot today is the Executioner, and it's definitely been getting more popular recently. So we're gonna have a look at some cards that are getting more popular and less popular at the moment, and that is certainly one of them.
Yeah, Executioner for sure. I mean,
I think that has to do with the Night Witch.
yeah, I was gonna say
Definitely.
2 words for you: Night Witch, right? And Executioner Tornado are one of the most powerful synergetic combos in the entire game. You're seeing
Exactly.
Executioner in so many different types of decks, even Hog decks. It's crept its way into graveyard meta. It's really everywhere now. So.
Exactly.
And then that Ice Golem's getting a little bit less popular. We did see it quite a lot yesterday in NA, but what are the benefits of a Knight over Ice Golem, which has kind of taken its place?
Ash, you know a little bit more about this.
Well, I'll tell you what. I disagree. I mean, the stats are the stats, right?
Exactly.
But I think the Ice Golem is still a really valuable card. Maybe it's a bit underrated right now. It can cycle faster than the Knight, even though we're supposed to be talking about why
Dragon
it's.
and I were talking
Yeah.
about it, and that like
Explodes.
when Knight dies, he doesn't explode and like kill Skarmy or anything. But
Bats.
when Ice Golem does,
Yep.
he explodes into like frost or ice, and he kills Skarmy or
But,
any kind of horde.
The Princess, just the last one there, not really changed too much. It's got a bit of use, but I'm surprised it's not got more use with the Night Witch because it is quite
Exactly.
effective against it.
Yeah, the Princess, an OG legendary card, one of the original 2 with Ice Wizard, and she's always had her little spot in the game in the arc. Right now, she's really well. I wouldn't say essential is probably going too far, but she's an instrumental part of any bait deck still because it's a good way to bait out your opponent's log, and a lot of people are playing log now. So I think that Princess is just solid and steady card.
She requires an answer when you place her.
She's a
I
diva
want to
though.
know who at home is using Princess, and if they are, I want to see someone who can fix their decks for them and maybe throw it around a little bit. Essentially, what I'm trying to say right now is we have some in-house geniuses right here, and that's Woody and Trid. So fix a deck for us, would ya?
Let's call it genius, and I'm going to throw that over to Woody rather than myself. I'm not going to credit myself with that just yet. Give me a couple more weeks. We've got some more times. But no, we got Dominic Mojak, who sent us in his deck via Twitter. And he wants us to take a look at it, and you can see it below on your screens there. So I'll just run through quickly. Graveyard, Lumberjack, Ice Wizard, Zap, Goblin Gang, Roadhog? No, that's Hog Rider, E-Barbs, and Executioner.
Roadhog, what game are we playing here?
Playing Clash Royale, Woody.
Okay, got it.
It's on the back of the card.
Yes,
Which I'm going to hand to you just to have a quick look. Start making your medical deductions about this deck and what we can do to get this guy nice and healthy back out on the streets.
Well, you know, I really love the aggressive stance that this deck is taking. It's got Hog Rider and the Graveyard, very, win condition oriented, push in hard offensive deck. So I want to keep those 2 cards because I feel like that's core to the deck. But what can we change up here to make it a little bit more versatile? I like the splash yard approach that he's got with the Executioner, and the Ice Wizard really looks like he knows that he needs to get a lot of splash damage out there. Elite Barbarians, though, they're getting me a little bit of trouble here.
A little bit heavy.
Really heavy, really expensive card. Great high DPS, but they were recently nerfed. I feel like I want to pull them out and put a big spell in there. Do you think Rocket or Lightning would be a better option there?
I think considering you're trying to get Hog to go against the tower, I think Lightning, so you can deal with those Inferno towers quicker because they're obviously going to be drawn. The structures are going to be drawing the Hog Rider away from your target. So Lightning, I think, is going to be a better option there because you can split the damage. Hog Rider just needs to 1-tap and it'll be clean.
Absolutely. It gives you a nice way to take out Elixir Collectors in the back end too. Otherwise, you'd be relying on Graveyard, which is a little unreliable, and you usually want to try to get that Graveyard damage onto the tower anyways. So let's take out the Elite Barbarians. We'll stick a Lightning in there. The second card I want to think about here is the Ice Wizard. Although he does get a decent bit of value on defense, he's not really, the fast attacking, hardcore drill-in type of card that we often have with
See,
this
the thing
deck.
is, since we've taken the E-Barbs out, I think we need a tankier unit in
Okay.
there. So I think something along the lines of maybe throwing in a Knight instead of the Ice Wizard.
All right. Yeah, Knight might be good to catch, little chippy attacks in there. tank for the counter push. I think Knight and Hog Rider synergize really well, and Knight is also a great tank for the graveyard. Let's take the Ewiz out and put the Knight in. The last thing I want to do is try to provide a little bit of air cover for this deck.
Yes.
We don't have any flying troops here, and I really like having either minions or Mega Minion to fly up top to be able to swipe down any big ground threats. Why don't we take the Goblin Gang out? They're also getting nerfed pretty soon. And minions or Mega Minion? What do you think, Trid?
No, I'll leave that up to you.
Okay.
In
Fair
your
enough.
professional medical opinion.
Well, I do like having a little bit of swarm in there. It allows you to distract troops if you got too many single target troops coming at you. Let's stick the regular minions in there. Just a 3-cost regular minions. That'll keep the average elixir cost nice and low down, not going too heavy in there. Zap is a good versatile spell to be able to deal with swarms as well. So I think that'll be pretty well rounded.
Yeah. Well, that's a good solution there for Dr. Woody Woodrow Woodson. We're going to throw it back over to our locker room.
Ooh, how's it going? How's it going? Have you won it?
Did you win?
Oh, sorry guys, I'm playing a match. Had to sit on the floor.
You're inspired by the players. You found out the floor is the best place to play.
I got 3 crown, no surprise there, but hey.
Well, you can learn from the players as we go on today. But before we do that, I want to pick your brains as quickly as possible. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a minute and a half. We're going to give you one card, and then you have to make a deck around that card.
Oh, dear.
Okay? So you ready for that one card?
Can we send it to the deck doctor afterwards?
We can talk about that off screen afterwards. But at the moment, you're just going to have to try and make it as quickly as possible. That one card is going to be Sparky.
Sparky.
Okay.
And good luck making a deck.
Okay.
We're going to have the clock start in 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Want
Sparky.
to lead things off?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw in lightning. I
like
having
it.
AoE.
I like that. I'm going to throw in Zap too. I want 2 spells. I'm going to go Lightning, Zap.
Lightning and Zap.
That
When I
sounds
think-
good. We've
when
got
I-
our spills out of it.
Yeah, when I think any really unpopular card building a deck around it, I think Pong.
Okay.
Have you heard of Pong? He's a Korean YouTuber, and he's he can take any deck and make it into the best beast deck. And I remember him doing a Hog Rider Sparky deck.
Yeah,
So
I
let's
mean,
add Hog too. Secondary
good, yeah.
win condition.
Okay.
So Hog Rider's going to go in there.
We need some.
You had Skarmy in there too.
some
I'm just copying
flying-
Pong's deck.
flying
Oh,
damage.
Skarmy?
So you want a
Okay.
skeleton army?
Yes.
We can put
Skeleton
Skarmy
army.
in there.
How many cards do we
need
have? Okay.
Flying damage, so.
Yeah, you don't want to make the
Minions,
mistake.
I mean, I love minions.
Okay, let's do the minions. Add
Halfway
minions.
through. So
Okay.
they're adding minions
I think this
in.
looks
No,
good.
no,
I think
we're
this looks good.
yeah, we got 3
Got-
more
you
You've
cards
got
to
loads
go.
of time.
Cards?
You're not going to have to rush the
Let's
last
do some
3.
cycle cards because we want to keep it
2 more
relatively
cards.
cheap. So let's add. What do you like? Is Ice Spirit or Skeletons better?
Let's do Ice Spirit so we don't have so many skeletons.
Plus, skeletons
running
are getting a nerf, and we want this to be viable. So
Ice
poor
Spirit. So
RIP.
30 seconds left.
Okay,
You've got
one more
loads of
card.
time for this last one.
You can choose that last card. We got plenty of time. What do you want?
around. Ooh.
Trying to think of what Pong played.
I kind of want to put Knight in there for some reason.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
We've got 15 seconds. Have
I
a little
like
think on it.
Knight, or we can use the underrated Ice Golem.
We could
Okay.
put let's do Ice Golem.
Oh,
Okay,
they're
cool.
going Ice Golem.
Let's
So
get that
8
arrow
seconds.
going
Swap
back
it
up
Swap it
again.
out. We're getting that Ice Golem in there.
Yeah,
3 seconds left. There we go.
I like this deck.
Brought
I
down
like
the
this
elixir,
deck.
Okay.
and it'll kill any.
Do you know what? I'm quite impressed with that.
You like that?
I
yeah.
like it.
Should
I
we
wanna
give it a
see
name?
someone-
I want to have a name for this. I'm going to call it Frosty Sparky.
Oh,
So we've got the 2
I was
icy
gonna name
characters
it-
and the lightning zap. You know,
I was
maybe.
gonna name it the Siren Ash deck. but
Siren Ash deck.
Yeah, I know.
You can name
I
it. You can
mean,
claim it.
Gotta put my stamp on it somehow.
I wanna
want
see someone play
to,
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
I want someone to play that and then tweet Clash Royale or us and show us what they did,
Absolutely.
how they did with it.
Just make sure you sit down with this deck because it's
yeah,
not
you
a
have
good.
to sit on the floor.
It's not a good stand-up deck at
no,
all.
it's definitely
not on the
It's
floor.
not good on a platform. It's not good sitting down or standing. Sit.
You have to sit.
But I don't think we're going to see that deck much else out of that challenge. We've got
never know.
match 5 now where we'll be seeing very different styles of deck between NemSensei and SuaaReeZ. So that should be an exciting one.
All right.
Sweet.
I'm excited for it. SuaaReeZ is kind of a player that doesn't play a card unless the other person has played a card. He likes to see what the other one's deck is. He's even in the quarterfinals, he waited 2 minutes before he played a card. So I'm excited to see what he does. I also just really want to see NemSensei come back out on stage.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good point because they're both going to be here facing
Yeah.
against each other. But it's very interesting. The opposite style is NemSensei, who's very aggressive, always pushing for that 3 crown.
Yes.
So they're going to be definitely a matching type in the fact that one's aggressive, one's defensive. But who's going to win it? I don't know. But I do know people who know a little bit more than we do about their decks.
Yes.
And that's going to be Woody and Trid in the booth.
Yeah, you probably struggled to get to Hog Mountain with that deck, Gregan, but hey, you gave it your best shot. Need to get this guy on it next time. But, Woody, we have Game 5, SuaaReeZ versus NemSensei. It's going to be coming up very shortly. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, this is the first time that we're going to see players who have already gotten a match under their belt taking the step back onto the podium in the arena. I'm glad that both of them are here. They're going to get a chance to stare each other down before our next match. I'm wondering if NemSensei is going to be as gregarious and out in the open with the fist out there again, or if he's going to be a little bit cooled by having the opponent.
Has he got the
right
glasses
there next to him? Yeah, has he got the? I'm sure he's got.
Has he got the shades to
Does
throw
he?
the shade?
Does he?
Let's see if he can get away with it.
NemSensei marching out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the shades
on.
again.
Oh, there we go.
His adoring crowd, which unfortunately is not in the arena with us right now, watching at home, they're cheering for him. He can hear the cheers from around the world.
Yeah, absolutely. SuaaReeZ, he's going to be joining in. I wonder if he's going to take notes from NemSensei about his presentation as he comes on to stage. A little bit more limber. Loving the short shorts, though.
Oh, yeah. Check that out. Looking good, SuaaReeZ. I like it. Got a nice conservative, stance here.
It's confident
behind
pose.
the back. Okay.
Confident pose.
I don't know. He looks a little vulnerable to me. Arm behind that, he just is like gonna.
If you have
vulnerable to take a blow right to the body.
Yeah, he looks vulnerable physically, but if he's confident enough to have one arm tied behind his back and win this game.
Look at NemSensei. They're sitting right on the edge of the podium. He's getting as close to his opponent as he possibly can, staring him right down. I love that they're facing each other and they're not just kind of like
it's the way to do it.
Oh,
it's the way to do it.
Oh yeah, man.
But NemSensei already had a very confident victory earlier today, looking to get another one in his Crown Championship campaign.
They both got headphones in, so they're definitely going to be zeroed in on the game, not going to be, trying to get any distraction factor in there. They're getting their decks ready, getting set up. Looks like maybe some sweaty palms over here for SuaaReeZ. He's wiping them off, getting them.
Well, maybe
nice
maybe because they sat down, they got weak knees.
Oh, it could be. A little wobbly here. Good luck from SuaaReeZ, though. NemSensei playing it cool.
Only 3 people watching this one. There's more than that, I can tell you that for sure.
Maybe like 7 or 8.
All right, so NemSensei dropping the Giant straight away to answer SuaaReeZ's, big Elixir commitment on that Collector. Night Witch going up against Night Witch. I think the Giant's going to do better here. The tank everything. Ice Golem doesn't do much here. He's really punishing the Elixir Collector.
Starting to get it down. Gets one swing over there. The Night Witch and the Mega Minion combo are going to try to drill in for a little bit more.
Deep Battle Ram.
Battle Ram on defense, though, is good. That's a real great
Needs
position
an
for
answer.
SuaaReeZ right here.
Oh, the long-range fadeaway punch.
If you remember the matchup in North America where Tin 2 claimed his victory, it was by a giant Night Witch push punishing an Elixir Collector. SuaaReeZ, I got to hand it to him there, man. He was in a lot of trouble, and he recovered so well. Only took one giant punch out of the right side.
Sparky?
Oh my God, you're right,
NemSensei's playing a Sparky.
Playing a giant Sparky deck. We got to take back what we said earlier. Hold on, maybe the couch can.
He's got the Giant behind it, giving him a little bit of a boost.
Nice.
Baby Dragon behind to clear these bats out.
Some air damage. Okay, I like it.
He's going to clear it out right away.
The
Skellies came in too late.
The ice.
The tornado as well. He's going to get the lock on. He's going to get the lock on with the Sparky.
Boom! Finish that right side tower.
Oh
Can the Sparky kill these 3 Musketeers? That's the crucial impact.
No, it won't get it.
Oh,
it won't get it. But a Sparky just took a Princess Tower in the Crown Championship. I don't think people were expecting that to happen. As Battle Ram and the 3 Muskies come charging in Fireball, will clear out.
The
Heal Spell comes out.
Heal Spell going to try to bring these 3 Musketeers back up. One is out of the Heal Spell, though. Bat's going to take it down, but we still have Barbarians over there on the right side.
He's
Tower.
got free
Musketeer
time
is
here.
there. Musketeer locks the tower. Shoot it down all the way. Great job by those Barbarians blocking out in front. Ice Golem can't finish it off, but SuaaReeZ with a little bit more Elixir is probably feeling a little bit better now. Unfortunately for SuaaReeZ, though, he doesn't have a big spell to finish that right side tower off. Means he's actually going to have to get another push over on there on the right side.
Kill it with kindness. Heal the tower. I know that doesn't work, people. Please don't take that as serious.
Wow, Trid honestly thinks you can get damage from the heal spell.
I know. Nice tornado to buy some time.
And a fireball.
Well clear them out.
The 7 for 9 trade in NemSensei's favor, pushing the right side with the lone Sparky. Defends against the Battle Ram. Ooh, nice hit over there on the left side by SuaaReeZ. Battle Ram disconnected.
That Sparky's going to murder that Ice Golem.
Oh, no. Poor Ice Golem.
Can he get the Night Witch? Gets the Night Witch. There's an army of bats, which will draw the aggro. Nice tornado. Another Sparky.
Man.
The heal spell doesn't protect him. Barbs might get it one tick.
With that heal spell? You can't keep the bats up. Baby Dragon's going to one-shot him.
It was very late after the tornado as well. Like, tornado went down, then heal spell. He's like, oh no, I misplayed here. 3 Muskie's going to get cleared out after that fireball.
Too short.
Look at this, Sparky going down the right-hand side. Will he be drawn to their Lex? No, Nightwitch cleared it out. He's got a clear shot at the tower if things stand as they are, but the match is going to be over anyway. NemSensei takes game 1 against SuaaReeZ.
Nicely done there. You know, SuaaReeZ playing the Three Musketeers really likes to go for the split push. I think he just wound up putting a little bit too much elixir at that left side lane. Wasn't able to get that right side tower down to put it into overtime. Kind of a disappointing matchup there at the end, because I was really hoping to see a deep game there, but NemSensei with flawless defense is going to pull out the win.
I think the Sparky was a bit of a wild card.
Dude, the fact that NemSensei just won with Sparky makes me so happy. Look at it. He's wiping his hands off, but on the inside, he's just all smiles right now. He is gonna be on cloud 9. So happy about that victory, yeah.
He's on Vitality, though.
Oh, yeah, true. Different team. But, man, I really hope that becomes, like, one of the, highlight reel matches there. Playing the Sparky. He almost even got that Sparky to shoot the Three Musketeers. That would have been a devastating victory if he had gotten that hit off. Still, winning with Sparky overall is
got a replay of the Sparky right now.
Gets the shot on the Nightwitch.
So Baby Dragon's clearing out those skeletons. Tornado sweeps it up over it. Free Muskie's too far back to tank the shot. So he will take out the Baby Dragon and the Sparky afterwards. But the damage has been done. He already loses the tower.
Yeah. Lost the tower and played great defense on that back end in order to make sure that he didn't lose his right side tower. Three Musketeers is a heavy, hard-hitting beatdown deck, but it rarely has that reach ability to just finish off a low hit point tower. That ultimately was the downfall for our player up on top, and it looks like he's going to be struggling to try to get this game tied up to take it to a tiebreaker third game.
NemSensei seems to be on a roll. He might have to pull out all the stops here to make sure that he doesn't get another 2-0 victory.
Hey, if he's playing a Sparky deck, I don't think he's pulling out all the stops just yet.
I think Sparky is kind of a all of the stop situation. You don't really pull out a Sparky usually, do you?
No, you don't.
So he's kind of thrown in the wild card there. I reckon we might see something a little bit more conventional coming out from him next time, a little bit more reserved.
Agreed.
Or he might just be going for the swag points and we'll just run the exact same deck again and get the Sparky free crown this time.
You know what? I think if there's any time to go for swag points, it's when you're up 1-0 in a matchup. Yeah. Right? You can suffer a loss here and still keep on drilling in. Why would you give away your best deck here?
It depends on how confident you are against your opponent, right?
Yep.
If he really thinks he can stick it to SuaaReeZ, he might run the same deck. We've got to look at what's going on there. So actually, if you look at NemSensei's deck this time, no Sparky, but he's got himself a mirror. He's got a pump, rocket, tornado, Nightwitch, Baby Dragon, and Collector. And there's a bit of a splash yard coming out from SuaaReeZ against it. So you can see, drops the poison onto your Elixir Collector. Smart move. Get as much of the value out of that as you can. The bowler's going to start the push on the right-hand side.
Both playing Graveyard Tornado decks. NemSensei pushing harder up this right side with the bowler. I'm really interested to see how this Rocket's going to play. I think NemSensei
I want to see how the mirror's going to play. I'm more concerned about the mirror.
Is he? Yeah. Do you think he's going to mirror the Rocket, or?
I don't know. But
big hit on the left. Early commitment for that Baby Dragon to the right side. NemSensei could be in a lot of trouble over here. Knight is tanking, and the skeletons are just stacking up on this left side tower. Down 1,000 damage. Down almost 1,400. Nice, great hit at that early lead for SuaaReeZ on the left.
What a way to come back in after losing your first game. Hitting him hard, letting him know, I am here. You have to recognize me. You have to respect what I'm going to do to you if you start to BM. But I want to see when the mirror comes out. I'm really curious what combinations he's going to use as the bowler starts to take out these archers quite comfortably.
SuaaReeZ the Spaniard. Hear me roar. NemSensei cool and collected, though, pumping up in the back right.
What if he gets a good push and mirrors the Nightwitch?
Ah, interesting. Yeah, mirror is great with the Nightwitch. NemSensei could very well do that, yeah. I mean, Mirror's getting played at the top of the ladder along with Nightwitch just because she is so much value. A second higher level Nightwitch on top could be
could be devastating.
Yeah,
for
really
SuaaReeZ
difficult
if
to
played
stop.
correctly.
Now, what cards does SuaaReeZ have to stop a Nightwitch push like that? He's got the poison, which can take out bats. He's got
Tornado
archers, which are already
I
good.
think is the card he's going to have to
I
rely
think this
on.
Rocket's a little too late.
Oh,
Misses the Executioner,
no,
and that
NemSensei.
is bad for NemSensei, man. Fortunately for him, he's actually taking more damage on the left side, so this Executioner might not be too much of trouble if SuaaReeZ doesn't commit to the push. Looking like he's just going to play defense.
I think your answer to the double Knight, which has to be the Executioner Tornado combo. If you really need to put poison on top of it as well, just make sure you clear them out. There we go, Graveyard being answered with the Nightwitch. She's sitting on top of the poison, though. This could be very bad for NemSensei here.
Skeleton's up top to distract. He's still going to take damage from the poison, though. Down on that left side to 714 now.
He's got it under control. He's got the Baby Dragon and the ball to push on the left.
Pumping up again.
Yeah, he's looking for something big here. He's trying to find that window where he can lay it down, get his kill combo out.
Whoa, nice tornado there. Pulls them all within range of that bowler, rolling through it like it's nothing.
There's the other bowler.
It's an avalanche on the left side. Bowlers knocking this poor knight down. Are we going to see a Graveyard attack from NemSensei?
Another bowler! He mirrored the bowler! How many
There's
bowlers does this guy have?
I can't believe what I'm seeing, folks. Unfortunately for NemSensei, though, bats are going to be difficult for that bowler to deal with. Nicely done adding that baby
Push the
dragon
Nightwitch on the right. Drops some Skellies as well to take the aggro. They're going to be drawn to the Executioner.
It's getting so much value.
I know, it's just being baited out here, and the Knight's going to clean this up. Bit of a fail push for NemSensei there, as the bowler will try and stem the right-hand side. Look at this. Graveyard again.
Mirrored bowler.
Against the mirrored bowler.
Naked Graveyard, though, for SuaaReeZ, though. Yeah, trying to get some skeletons to lock the tower.
Poison.
Poison onto the push. Going for
Nightwitch
the
is coming in.
jugular. Here it comes.
Tornado.
Bats can't finish it off, though. Poison just a little bit short. It's within poison cycle range, though. SuaaReeZ just needs to get back to it one more time. NemSensei has to strike right now.
Nightwitch bowler on the right-hand side. He's going for the heavy push. He will have to deal with the Executioner, though, as it does fall quite early. Nightwitch gonna get some couple of taps in melee range. Might be able to pull it away. Double bowler on the left-hand side.
Poison's gonna finish your tower off, though. You don't have time to play around like that. Tries to split up his push, but there is no way that NemSensei is gonna be able to claim the victory here. SuaaReeZ ties it up. This match is now a 1-1 draw.
Nerves might be getting to NemSensei there. Couple of misplays, and quite prevalent actually there. First of all, the rocket being in the wrong position. Misses that Executioner, does clip the tower, but that's not the efficiency you're looking for when you commit 6 elixir to a spell.
I was really hoping he was going to push hard on that right side lane and be able to get that tower down. When you have a tower that's within poison range, you just got to go for it, man. If you're in overtime especially, you got to apply so much pressure to keep your opponent from getting that cycle and getting back to the elixir that they need to claim the win. NemSensei splitting up there, maybe he just figured out that he wasn't going to get the tower down anyways. Wanted to try to pressure the opposite lane, see if he could catch his opponent off guard. But SuaaReeZ playing it cool, ready to go. Got so much damage out the graveyard, and Poison finished it off.
Well, we know we got Game 3 coming up. We're going to stop off in the locker room quickly to get some other people's thoughts on this matchup.
Some interesting deck choices, to say the least, from NemSensei
Say the
right
least,
there.
yeah.
We had the Sparky.
Sparky, baby.
Sparky. It's so interesting. He won with Sparky and then lost with his next deck.
I'm sure he's going to be a fan favorite for breaking out the off-meta cards, especially
Yes.
Sparky in that first match. I'm sure we were all surprised, even more surprised when it actually connected with that tower, got a ton of damage, and actually almost killed the 3 Musketeers too. In the second match, though, he brought that mirror deck, Mirror Nightwitch. It wasn't super obvious what the mirror's role was in that deck. His win condition was kind of like bowler Nightwitch.
3 bowlers out at one time.
Yeah, you're not going to rock. I mean, he did get the mirror down on the bowler, but I really like SuaaReeZ. You know, don't discount the Spaniard. I think he has a lot of skill, and you saw in that last match there. Certainly, still anybody's game here. I can't wait to see Game 3. And you know, will NemSensei continue his reputation of using these off-meta decks, or will he go to something that's a little bit more traditional in the meta right now?
Secure that win, because if that last deck he played, if he'd switched that mirror out for a graveyard, that would have been enough to win it probably.
Or even a giant or something like for the Nightwitch, something that synergizes a little bit better. I do commend him for trying something new, a little bit different, and I mean, you can't knock the Sparky usage. That was incredible.
He used it so effectively. I don't know whether he practices with it, but we certainly should have spoken to him before we did that thing.
I was going to say, can we just rewind and change our deck to the one that NemSensei used, and then we'll be good to go, you know? But both really good players. This will be great.
Yeah, SuaaReeZ performed very well there, showing that he can use those meta decks well. NemSensei not so effective with the non-meta decks there in the second game, but in the first one worked so well. So I wonder if he's going to stick to his guns or change it up.
I expect SuaaReeZ to go a little bit more, like I said, meta here on the third match. We'll see.
We'll see. So Trid and Woody, I want to hear what you are going to say about this game.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Wins with a Sparky deck, loses with something a little bit more in line with the meta, if you can call mirroring a bowler to get 3 bowlers on the field at one time. I mean, interesting plays from NemSensei. Let's bring it back to reality a little bit. Let's get something you're confident with. Let's get something you're good with that's not too insane.
You know, NemSensei does like playing off meta, though. It really gives you an opportunity to catch your opponent off guard. You know, I myself love playing Mortar because a lot of players back in the day didn't even know how to counter it. What can you do to drop a hard combination like that? NemSensei really going for the surprise factor. Missed out on that second game. Let's see if he plays something more conventional. Looks like he's got a really standard Nightwitch splashier deck now.
Yeah, going as basically as meta as you can get. Graveyard, a lot of people running that at the moment. Splash Yard comes out.
Got a on the right. Connects with the tower. Chop down that Nightwitch and get a little bit of damage over to the tower anyways. Down to 1978. Good early hit for SuaaReeZ. And a split push for NemSensei going down. Bowler on the left and Nightwitch Knight on the right.
Bowlers are going to amount to some chip. We'll clear through the skellies. Nice placement to get it
Oh,
off at the
Graveyard
angles to
on the
not hit
left.
the towers. Graveyard comes in, and the bowler will start cleaning up any defense he's got.
Hold on,
Dark
those
Goblin in
skeletons
the
are going
back
to
corner.
town. Wait on that Dark Goblin.
got
SuaaReeZ
it!
loses his first tower to NemSensei's quick attack on the left.
Graveyard OP.
Oh, dude, so OP. Oh my God, please. Play Supercell nerf Graveyard, please. NemSensei now just going to soak this Dark Goblin on the left side. Not too worried about that. He's going to be defending hard on the right, though. Down to half hit points. SuaaReeZ did get a nice little tip-tap over on there on the right, but P.E.K.K.A. in his deck, just a real bad addition against the Graveyard that we've seen from NemSensei here. Let's see if the P.E.K.K.A. can chop down this bowler and move back in over on the right side.
Should be able to. I mean, he's going to be stalled, obviously, by the bowler's movement with a little bit of knockback. Will bowler's movement actually knock back P.E.K.K.A.?
It don't. It
doesn't.
No, the
So
P.E.K.K.A.'s armor is so heavy. Look,
P.E.K.K.A. don't care.
P.E.K.K.A. don't care.
P.E.K.K.A.
Hey,
don't care.
Tornado does pull her back, though.
Yeah.
You
But
gotta have
Battleram on
something.
the left-hand side needs to be answered.
Here it
Nightwitch
comes.
will answer the call. Zap will
Zap
make him get the connection.
SuaaReeZ is just getting so much punish value with these battle rams. Out the left side now down to 11:29. He knows this has got to be a 2-crown game if he wants to get the victory. Nice early tap over in there. Didn't want to push right in over on that right side behind the P.E.K.K.A., forcing his opponent to
Yes,
split
it
up.
has to be a 2-crown game, but you have to get one of these towers down to give yourself the opportunity. Splitting your attention like this is going to cause so many difficulties if NemSensei can just hold out, because you just need to get that 1 crown to keep the game alive.
That's what happened the first game of this set as well. SuaaReeZ, with a lot of damage out the right side, just couldn't finish off with the 3 muskies. Is he going to fall prey to the same mistake here, or will he be able to get this 2-crown down? I mean, he's not taking any damage on his right side so far this entire game.
Yeah, but it's not about defense for SuaaReeZ at this point, though. He could lose a little bit of HP on that one if he can make the connection and get the crown. He's only got 35 seconds to stay in this.
Nice lightning out the left side. SuaaReeZ really committing to try to get these barbarians onto the tower. Is there going to be a defense from NemSensei?
He's got skeletons as well.
Gets the swing down to 624.
One.
Not really worried about
Do the chip.
that right side at all. Yeah, Goblin's connecting out there too. 412 left on the left side. Lightning can't quite take it out though.
Lightning Zap. Lightning Zap could do it.
I believe so. A Dark Goblin on defense over on the right side trying to get this Graveyard finished off. SuaaReeZ, you got to build up that elixir though, buddy. Gonna need to get to 8 if you want to reach it. Can't spend any more elixir on defense.
10 seconds remaining.
Can NemSensei catch it?
There's
No, he
lightning.
can't. Zap's
Zap,
gonna be
zap,
enough.
zap,
Zap is
zap.
gonna be within 2 hit points of being able to take that right side tower down. SuaaReeZ.
Zap.
Where's the
No,
zap?
2 HP.
It's 2 the other way. It does 64. Oh no! So close. Just quite couldn't pull it off. Dang, I thought he had it there too.
Shades are on already.
Doesn't waste a second. NemSensei with the 1-0 in that game. Took so much damage on his towers, but they both held up in the end. Oh, heartbreaking for SuaaReeZ.
2 HP from staying in that game. And he had the HP advantage on the right lane. He could have easily, well, I wouldn't say easily, he could have taken that match, because he had that HP advantage already on the right-hand side tower. He had half as much work to do on that than NemSensei had to do on his own.
Dang. If that game had gone to overtime, it really would have been to SuaaReeZ's advantage.
Good for SuaaReeZ.
Oh my God. Just like, it's a game of inches here, man. Any tiny little connection you can get is so valuable when you play against opponents who have perfect, flawless defense. I really got to hand it to SuaaReeZ there. I thought he was going to claim victory there. But with the 0-1 leading into this game, he's now 0-2 and at the bottom of the leaderboard. Let's check a replay real quick and see how he got to this position.
Let's have a quick look at. So I think this is going to be the grand finale here. 10 seconds left on the clock. You can see the lightning comes in, 66 HP. Zap is going to do 64
Shaking his head.
HP and 2 HP remaining. NemSensei takes the victory. And you see instantly. Right. We'll throw it over to the locker room at the back of this replay.
NemSensei, what a guy.
We just love his stage presence.
I just love it.
He's a beast,
so
man.
much.
He's the people's champion now. He used Sparky, and then I called it. He went back to a traditional meta deck. He wanted to play it safe there, and it really paid off for him there. But it was a close match. You know, SuaaReeZ obviously 2 HP.
It was,
Are you
yes.
kidding me?
He
At
had the
the
tower
end?
advantage as well on the other tower. So
But
if he got it.
NemSensei took out that tower so fast with Graveyard.
The
just
thing is that
immediate.
Dark Goblin, you know, Woody and Trid said it, but they needed just a little bit faster on that Dark Goblin. You know, in that P.E.K.K.A. control deck, SuaaReeZ had a decent amount of answers to Graveyard there, just a little bit faster. Maybe he overcommitted on an offensive push pushed before, but you know, when you're watching this gameplay, right, people think that I can do this, it's easy, like it looks easy. But these pros, especially the EU bracket, I have to say that these players have such amazing and sound mechanics. They know the exact perfect placement of every single card and exactly when to place it. One small little mistake there, like you saw by SuaaReeZ on the late Dire Goblin, can actually cost you the match. That's what puts these players at a whole nother level.
I really want to know if NemSensei had done the maths when he was playing, because we were sitting here, it was like 346 plus 64. It's going to be too short. It's going to be too short.
Well, you saw SuaaReeZ.
Yeah.
He did the math because he lightning. He saw it was at 66, and he was like, oh.
There was nothing else he could do really. At
He still
that
zapped,
stage.
but there was
so
still
tough.
nothing he could do.
Yeah, that was tough. Like I agree. If it went into overtime there, I would have put the advantage definitely to SuaaReEZ.
And that puts NemSensei right at the top now.
It does.
He's
No
looking very
surprise.
strong there.
No
Yeah,
surprise at all.
it's something that we're all expecting going into this, that NemSensei and people like Surgical Goblin, who are also up there with a clean sheet on the losses, that's what we're expecting. But as things go on, I'm sure it will change around as these guys have to play each other as well.
This is going to be a crazy, crazy bracket.
Exactly.
Crazy, like honestly, these players, I mean, a couple surprising results, and it's still anybody's game. I'm really excited about it.
I'm hoping SuaaReeZ can crawl up from the red because I really want to see him.
He can. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
He really can.
He's just had really tough games today, and our next game is going to be Adam versus Berin. So that should be an interesting one. Berin here, and Adam we saw earlier on, not so comfortable now. He can't use the log bait as effectively in the new meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think that I look for Adam to pick up a big W here, though. My money's on Adam big time. I think that, you know, you get your nerves out of the way that first match. Even if Berin is here live in studio too, like you said, so maybe a little bit of a disadvantage on his part, although he did perform pretty well picking up that first victory. So
I think it'll be useful for Berin in the future as he's getting that stage environment, getting used to it, and then when they come around to the finals, if Adam comes out later on during the period, he's not going to be used to that stage environment, so it might affect him later on. It's a long game for Berin right here. But I would love to hear more about these decks, and I want to hear what Woody and Trid think Adam might be using today.
Go back to your roots. Use the log bait. I don't care if it's not meta. You made it work before.
Completely agree with that, man. You don't want to be switching it up too much, trying to play something fancy out here, especially if after you take a loss. You really got to get back to what you know well. Just play to your strength and try to get a victory here. Adam down one match now. Is going to be going back to the arena. He's not in the studio with us today, but he's got to be thinking, you know, since the last game, what can I do to try to turn this around?
Well, it was really interesting to see. Adam, we know, prolific for the log bait and qualifiers. But you got to talk about Berin. He was borderline one trick as well in qualifiers, relying heavily on Hog Lightning instead. I don't know if he'll be able to pull that out as much today, but if they could run their qualifiers deck, who do you think would win? Hog Lightning versus Log Bait?
I got to give it to Berin, man. I really like Hog Lightning. It is very versatile. Just getting pretty reliable tower damage with the Lightning and the Hog, both of them able to get, you know, right in there and target directly onto the tower is advantageous. Berin, I think, also has a nice edge here. Even though he's in the studio and might have a little bit of nerves, it looks like he's getting pretty comfortable there and has had a lot of experience going up against competitive players using the Night Witch. So having more recent experience and being ready to go, sitting back here quite casually, once again, not even on the podium. I think Berin
did that
might
last game
have
as
a
well.
slight edge for us.
Yeah, Berin has a slight edge being in a live audience. Adam's probably lounging somewhere at the moment as well.
Stretching out, making sure he's got his himself all limbered up here. Adam with the good luck. Berin, good luck as well. Thumbs up now.
A little bit of camaraderie. We like to see it.
Good
Sportsmanship.
Good, there you go.
That pump definitely needs to be punished by Adam, though. Skeletons is not the answer for that. Bowler being committed to the left-hand side. Needs something else to help that out, though.
It's the slow punish. A lot of times you want to try to strike while the iron's hot and get in there while they have that 6 elixir disadvantage. But Adam's going to go slow. Interesting move by Berin. He's not going to defend the bowler instead, trying to hit on this right side with the battle ram. Barb's going to connect with the tower with a 1, 2, 3. 4 swings from the Barbarians that are going to be good. Brings it down to
Graveyard on the left.
Graveyard
Night Witch is up front, though.
Oh, my God. Night Witch defending against the bowler gets him
down. The Miner's in there as well.
Not Miner on defense. That's kind of an interesting play here by Berin. Just wants to avoid as much damage as possible. Only takes about 400 there on the left side. He actually took more damage out the right side. Pumping up again, though. Berin is looking really good here now.
His pumps need to be punished. Adam's not sitting on one of the big spells to end up clearing those out, because you know he would have dropped it already if he had an answer to these pumps, because you don't want to get overwhelmed by constant elixir advantage.
Ooh, Baby Dragon splashes and kills the bats, trying to make an inroad on this left side tower to get something off against these pumps. You can't let Berin build up this elixir advantage, Adam. What can you do? Gets a couple burps off to the left side, cycling through skeletons now. Adam reaches 10.
Battle Ram on the right-hand side.
Minion on the
Miner
left.
coming in as well. He's got the combination. Bowler.
No, the
trying
Bowler's
to-
distracted.
Oh, the tornado!
Pull the tornado back, but that's not going to be enough, man. That Battle Ram's going straight for the tower. Kaboom! Gets the connection. Battle Ram's chopping it
barb
down
on
to
the tower.
869 now.
One barb on the tower, one barb on the bowler. Berin comes ahead massively in the HP advantage now.
Beren's just got so much elixir to play around with. Even though he has less elixir in his bars, it's stored up in those pumps, and he's going to be able to build up those big pushes. Can he defend against Bowler Graveyard, though? A scary combo. Night Witch on defense is going to start chopping him down. Bats really helping Berin out a lot to get rid of these skeletons. Finally, the Bowler goes down, and it looks like Berin is not going to take too much more damage off the right side.
Swarm of bats coming in with the Battle Ram.
Colony of bats, I think they're
Yeah.
called. On the
Lots
right
of
side.
guano over the
Battle
field
Ram
today.
gets the hit, down to 218. This Miner is just adding insult to injury. Finishes that right side tower off, and Berin with the elixir and tower damage advantage now. Just
Berin,
got
free
a block for 50
muskies.
seconds. Whoa, Berin! I didn't see that coming from a mile away. Poison doesn't connect on one of the
Well,
musketeers.
he hasn't missed poison. He had to make a choice there. He had the elixir collector.
No, he
the
can
tower.
play that further to the
You
left.
think he could play that and get
Oh, he
all of
could
them?
definitely get all those musketeers in there. But Berin going hard on offense
Oh,
once
he
again.
is going so ham on Adam right now.
I think-
Going for the 2-crown victory right here. Miner can get a couple more taps. No, fall short of the 2-crown. 25 seconds left. Adam needs to come back into this game hard and fast right now. 3 musketeers. Poison. He's aggro King Tower as well, unfortunately, on that placement. But I think Adam realizes this was his last chance. I don't think he can get another push out to claim this game. Battle Ram heading for the left Princess Tower. Adam's put a tornado in the corner. He's basically conceded, letting Berin do what he wants to for these last 5 seconds.
He does what he does best, man. Those Battle Rams, I feel like they were just getting so many more connections than misses. Berin just unstoppable with those Battle Rams. I feel like Adam really needs something like an to slow down those pushes. He tried using Tornado, but Bowler was often distracted. There was nothing to freeze and like stall or distract the Battle Ram. It just goes straight for Tower Man, drills in there, and a decisive win for Berin. The 2-0 victory. He's just sitting there calm, cool, and collected.
You got to remember as well, like you had the opportunity with the Battle Ram on the right-hand side. He had a bowler sat right in front of the tower to try and stall it out. He used Tornado as well, and the Battle Ram still connected.
Oh.
He needed more than those two as well. You got to think, the elixir investment to stop that Battle Ram there, way too high for it to still make impact.
That's right, 3 wasted elixir. Tornado's a really reliable spell, but it can't pull the Battle Ram all the way off. Just doesn't deal enough damage to finish the target. Really need to have like an executioner or something in there that wouldn't be distracted, that could deal a little bit more damage, and that could push for the counterattack. I think those graveyards were kind of fizzling too
Here's
for
the
Adam.
moment he took the right Princess Tower. Battle Ram connects. Miner on the backside as well. Miner uncontested and allowed to have the maximum amount of damage on that replay.
Very well done to Berin there. That 2-crown victory is certainly a devastating blow for Adam on defense now.
Was it a 2-crown though? Adam played. He could have stopped it from being a 2-crown.
Hey, all I see is the scoreboard, man.
Yeah.
I don't try to judge, what happens here and there. I just see 2 crowns up there. Good win for Berin.
Yeah, well, we're moving into game 2 shortly. Adam versus Berin. Berin, of course, being 1 match up on Adam at the moment.
Look at the mohawk on his shirt there. You think he's maybe channeling a little bit of Hog Rider?
Could well be. We know that Berin loves that Hog Lightning. He could be whipping it out at some point this series.
Oh man, I hope he does. What if he takes his hat off and he's just got like a mohawk straight underneath?
That
there?
would be
that
amazing.
Would be the best
that would top
celebration.
NemSensei. That would. Wait, Barrel Goblin.
Okay. Ooh, gonna get a few stabs out to the right side. Knight for distraction is good, but couldn't catch all 3 of them there. Counterattack.
Princess. Some
Oh,
interesting. These are like first cards we're seeing
Oh, yeah.
today.
Adam's back to his roots. He's playing log bait for sure. We got a Princess and a Barrel at the right side, and an Ice Spirit to
Yeah,
cycle.
he's going to be running that log bait. Knight coming up as well. Baby Dragon should lock onto the Knight there. Poison will eat through that Princess. Goblin Gang goes on the right-hand side, charging up. Night Witch is there to deal with that, but he will get taken down. Spear Goblins did lock onto the Night Witch, not
3
the
for
bats.
4 trade, a negative elixir defense for Berin over there, and
Goblin
Adam's gonna
Barrel
try to
again.
punish. Here it comes.
Oh,
Ooh.
Tornado instantly will lock that up. I don't know if that was worth for the Tornado to put that
It's
out
a
there.
3 for 3 equal trade.
Yeah.
Adam knows that his opponent has Tornado, but that's why he's playing on that outer edge. Nice, quick log. Is able to take out the skeletons. Princess needs a Knight to get her chopped down. It's going to be a counterattack for Berin, though. He's going in hard on the right side. Out of Graveyard, out of the bush. Adam doesn't have any defenses for these skeletons.
Well, he
Finally
chopped
gets to
down
the
the Goblin
Goblin Gang. All right, they're going to be able to chop them down. Not too many stacked up. It's just so great to have 6 troops right there on top of the graveyard.
The reason I mentioned about Goblin Barrel and Tornado wasn't the elixir. I know it's the equal elixir trade. It's more about the importance of the spell.
Goblin's connected on the right
yes,
side.
Yes, he procs the king
all
tower.
around the tower there. The Tornado's going to be able to pull him in and get him activated. Baron's going to have a nice little defensive setup there. Oh my god, early play from those. Yeah, Princess. Willing to take a hit from the Baby Dragon, I guess.
Skellies will just fall down. There's 4 of them now. They'll be free later.
Yep. Adam's got the tower damage advantage and the elixir advantage, though. How's he going to start this next move? Knight at the bridge. What's he got to back it up? All right. Goblin Gang looking good. Oh, Executioner's going to be able to chop all these guys
Wait, no,
down,
the angle's not right to get the backline just yet. Now it is.
It off. Well done there, Berin. Nice defense. Sends in the Knight, but not going to support this counter push. Adam
Goblin
on
Barrel
defense.
again. Night Witch is there right away to deal with it. No
Great
damage taken on that tower.
Perfect catch with that Night Witch. He's none too healthy, but she will go in for the counter push now. Baby Dragon out on top to soak. We're going to have a graveyard in the back. It's going to start stacking
Goblin
up these
Gang
troops.
again.
Can we finish off this Goblin Gang quickly? Poison's just a little too slow for Berin. But Baby Dragon get a little bit of damage in there. All right, Skeletons are starting to stack up. There's a bat in there too. Now down to triple digits out the right side. Baron's going to tie things up.
I was surprised. The log seemed a little bit overkill after all the ground units had already died. I think it was to help clear some skellies on the front. Tornado being used to draw that Goblin Barrel away. Still no damage on that tower. He put 3 Goblin Barrels on that tower, and none of it's taken damage yet from any of them. Prince is trying to and clear away this Baby Dragon. Skeleton's going to clear it through the night. Goblin Barrel again got 1 tap from 3 of those goblins.
This is
the
just
Knight cleared them out.
Like the nightmare scenario for Berin. He's up against a log bait deck, and he doesn't even have log.
Where's the graveyard?
Oh, aggressive Princess. That's scary, man. Baby Dragon going to lock onto the Knight, though. Nice catch out there in front. Princess is just chipping away at the left side. Baron's ignoring it. More worried about this right edge over here. Down to triple digits now. He's going to counter push with the Baby Dragon Night Witch. This could be the play of the game.
Drop the graveyard.
Drop the
graveyard!
Graveyard's out the back, and we have a Goblin Gang wasted by Adam. It's going to gill this right side tower.
He's got it. 150, 120, 53, and the
finishes
tower.
it off. The tower goes down.
The tower goes down. Why was that so melancholy?
The tower goes down. I don't know. I just felt like
this is excitement.
The understatement of the year. Berin with the 2-0 victory right now. I think I was really worried in the early stages of that match. It was looking like he was taking a lot of damage out the right side, never getting that big hit in. But the counter punches from Berin, so devastatingly strong. Goblin Gang kind of wasted out in front at the bridge there. Left Adam defenseless on the back end. The Skeletons just chipping away. They don't do a whole lot of damage, but 1 for all and all for one. Take the tower down, no problem at all.
Well, it was just that huge push at the end there. You saw it coming a mile away. You could hear me yelling, put the graveyard down. That's going to be the kill shot. And he does it perfectly. He had that Goblin Gang baited out. He was like, that was his main counter to that graveyard. Once that's out of the way, Baron's laughing all the way to the bank.
Laughing all the way to the bank, wearing 2 crowns now. You think he's got them like stacked up?
Well, we'll find out. I know where there is 2 crowns, though, on the desk in front of the locker room.
What about the 3rd crown? Can I be the 3rd crown?
These are the crowns,
Oh,
Dragon.
I thought they were referring to how amazing you are and glowing with...
We're not sitting on a desk.
No.
That was a good match, and man, huge props to Berin, right?
Yes.
He's here
Oh,
live.
man.
He's on camera. He doesn't care. He's unfazed. 2-0.
We were thinking
against
that
Adam.
being at home would give the advantage, and that they would be the ones winning the matches because they're comfortable and they're going.
They're on their
from
toilet. Let's
comfort.
face it, right?
Yeah, they're on the toilet.
Let's face it.
Sitting at home in the
But
comfort.
we're
I do
seeing
all my best
so
play.
many in studio wins today, and it's great.
Yeah, that was a great second match there, and Berin did a very good job of saving that tornado. He did not have the log in the deck, so he saved that tornado, activated that tower, and then from there on in the match, he was able to use that tornado to pull the goblins from the Goblin Barrel away from the tower.
And this is the game-winning moment when the graveyard takes Adam's tower. He tries to defend it with the log, but it's just not good enough to take that graveyard.
I think that final game there really showed why the log bait hasn't been seen by Adam. It's a deck that worked very well when there was no Night Witch, but Night Witch is just so effective against it. There was a point there I was thinking, oh god, Adam's playing amazing. This is what we like to see. And then all it takes is 1 push, and you just can't defend it.
He's very natural with those cards, but that Night Witch just screws up his whole deck.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to always think about, if you're a chip player playing some sort of a chip deck like Adam was there, you have to be very, very cognizant and aware of those big, powerful counter pushes, and that's ultimately what ended up, making him pay there. Just extended himself a little bit too much offensively, and then you have the Night Witch, Baby Dragon, whatever combo hitting you hard in that right tower. And another thing too is balance changes are coming, right? So you saw the Baby Dragon usage skyrocket recently because of that extra range. The nerfs receiving, the The witch is receiving a similar buff, so it'll be interesting to see if she creeps in
Here
the
is
meta.
the scoreboard, and Baron's at the top.
He's done
2-0.
very well,
He's
hasn't
done
he?
so
In
well.
studio,
I don't
performing.
think he's actually left that top spot, even with other people winning. He's stayed up #1.
Do you know, I almost feel like when he's in the studio, he doesn't imagine himself being in the studio because
No.
afterwards he doesn't celebrate or anything. He's just happy to have won.
He's very zen.
And that's what you do
Yeah.
at home, isn't it? You wouldn't start pumping your fist or wearing sunglasses and putting your arm out.
Oh, you don't do that?
No, I don't do that when I'm at home.
I'm going to
Unless there's
start
people
doing
watching.
that. It's working for NemSensei.
Exactly.
I'm going to start wearing sunglasses while I play.
Absolutely.
But
Can't
that
hurt,
put
right?
Berin at the top, and NemSensei is also there, both in studio doing very well. But earlier on, we had a little bit of a challenge where you guys had to make a deck using
And
Sparky.
it worked out well. People are
Yeah,
congratulating us.
people are
That's
enjoying
true.
that deck.
My boy Hazard just hit me up and he's like, yeah, I won, but he can win with any deck, so
Yeah,
he's not saying too
Hazard's
much, right?
just
But we're going to
great.
give them another challenge. So people might have heard about it yesterday. There is an idea of using a prince or a dark prince to win a game by taking down a tower. Now, I tried it. It's incredibly tough. So if anyone's tried it and they're not too sure as to how they're going to ever win, try using the battle ram. We've been seeing it work so far. It's an easy mode version of it where you can freeze stuff, or the battle ram might get through anyway. So there's your easy mode. But I definitely want to see someone try it with the prince or
But I
dark
think
prince.
the battle ram has to take it down on the battle ram hit. You can't
Yeah, exactly.
let
The barbs can't do it.
take it down.
So there you
Yeah.
go. The
It
charge
makes
challenge.
it a little harder, but it's still easier than a prince or a dark prince.
Much easier with a Battle Ram. And Battle Ram is one of those interesting cards where you've seen it hit the scene initially when it launched, and it wasn't super popular. I think a few pros used it. I remember Yui used it early on, and then next thing you know, look at this tournament. It's crazy.
It's
a
so
lot of
popular.
Battle Rams. So,
So many
I'm a
Battle Rams.
huge fan of Battle Ram card. I like these interesting new card mechanics. I'm tempted to talk about the new cards again and be like, hey, speaking of new cards, guys, let's talk
Mega
about
Knight.
Mega Knight.
It's that second stage, isn't it, that's so effective. And I really enjoy the battle ram, how it explodes into barbarians, and then as a
Yes.
consequence, you get a lot of damage off of that.
Exactly.
But we do have another game now, match 7. It's going to be certainly an interesting one. And I think Dani versus Royale.
This
It's
is the one
Romanian
I'm
standoff.
looking forward to because they're
gonna-
best friends.
Yeah.
This is
And-
huge. It's
And
interesting.
Royale's so confident that he can beat Dani anytime. He says he's never lost to him, so we'll see if that's true.
Royal talked a big game,
Royale talks
so
a
we'll
huge
see.
game.
Yeah, Dani didn't look too strong earlier on. Royale did, so
Yes.
that could be going into this one. But I definitely want to hear what Trid and Woody think of these two Romanian players.
Wow, so we have the battle of the brothers from Romania. Well, battle of comrades, shall we say. Not really brothers, biologically. In spirit, maybe.
Oh, yep. But looks like we are going to have a brother-on-brother civil war within Romania. Dani and Royale both dropped their first game, but one of them is going to edge out here today, right? One Romanian player is going to get a victory.
Well, we've heard it all. Royale seems to be the one that has the confidence. Like, Dani's not going to beat me. I got this guy. Speaking of Dani, he's going to be the one presented to you first. Not here in the arena just yet. Going to be coming in the coming weeks. But Royale in the same boat as well, I believe. He's not actually here at the moment, but will be joining us. But these two, competing from their home country, never met in person. Yet they quite good friends, when I understand, a little bit of banter coming between them. The first time they meet will actually be here when they're in the studio.
Oh, interesting. You know, I'd really love to travel over to Romania and see how these two are facing off. I wish that they were just together, like sitting right across the table from each other as this goes on. But as we know,
That could turn
they're not
violent.
Oh man, I hope not. I mean, all the players in the studio have been very peaceful, you know, loving, appreciative, good, well-mannered.
Yeah, but they've been more concerned about not being able to sit down. They've been more concerned about the chairs than the results.
Well, I know Dani and Royale are both very concerned about the result here. They are both in contention for dropping into the bottom two. They lost their first match, but they are going to be trying to move up and back in it.
Well, let's see how things kick off as the elixir ticks up to 10. And that's usually the go time for some of these players, but Royale and Dani may play a little bit more conservative here.
Looks like you're right about that. Both at 10 elixir now. They like playing defensively. You know, you never really want to commit too much if you're not sure what your opponent's going to play. Oh, with a quick attack coming in, though, we're going to split some Goblin gangs out. Dani on defense has got a Dark Goblin. That's going to take care of these gang members on the left side without too much trouble, it seems.
Yeah, nice response with the reinforcers. Battle Ram going on the right-hand side. Executioner will be able to mop that one up on the backswing. Zap as well to guarantee it doesn't connect. Very important to drop that there because he could have got maximum damage.
Expensive 7 for 4 trade, though, in Dani's favor, and it looks like this Executioner is none too healthy on the counterattack.
Yeah, Baby Dragon should clear that out quite nicely. The bat won't make a tap.
Not quite there. It looks like Royal is a little bit down on Elixir, and he's facing this Baby Dragon. Defends it, though, with a Giant. That's going to be a lot of damage coming over on the right side for Dani, though the gang is going to chop it down unless we get something from Royal. Goblin gang of his own to try to support this. Whoa, we got a big old Mama P.E.K.K.A coming in for Dani, chopping through this Giant.
2-tap. Go for the third.
There it goes.
It down.
Oh, she's not too good against the Graveyard, though. Stacking up in the back. That Dark Goblin's in a lot of trouble. Is he going to go down? No, he hands. Oh, my God. He holds on just barely. Right side takes about 600 damage, though. Ooh, Skeleton's coming in.
Nice clutch by Dani there. That could have been so much worse for him if the Graveyard had more time to lock on to that tower. Battering Ram comes up behind the P.E.K.K.A. Executioner.
Get a tornado out there.
Yeah,
there it goes. Nicely done.
But
this Battering Ram still might connect anyway.
We'll find
Boom! Hits the tower. Chopping him down. The Executioner still just a little too far away to soak the hits at 1220 on the right side. And now Royal is reeling from that big attack.
Executioner about to start tapping away at the tower. No, Goblin Gang draws the aggro. Actually makes him go behind, so he's not even hitting the tower at all with those axe swings. Giant going to start pushing up as we enter double Elixir time. P.E.K.K.A, good answer to it. Will clash on Dani's side of the arena. Won't be making it all the way to that bridge. But the Giant, the Graveyard, sorry, has drawn the aggro from the P.E.K.K.A as the Giant begins to stomp down. Zap is cleared up. Dark Goblin tipping away. Poison clears him out. But look, there is so much damage going on to this tower right now as the Giant starts slapping and the Skeletons start tapping.
Dani
904 remaining on the right-hand side.
But Dani was really well prepared for that. I got to get it to him. I think he's going to really shine in double Elixir time here. P.E.K.K.A and Baby Dragon able to take out that Graveyard without too much trouble. Tornado getting a lot of value for Royal here. That Executioner does a tiny little bit of hit points left. Is able to take out the remainder of that
Dragon
push.
might get a couple of burps here. Maybe just one. No!
Couldn't pull it off. Still splitting his Goblin gang, though. I don't think Dani's going to use that left side damage at all. He just
he's zapped
losing a couple of Goblins.
Lightning.
Ooh, heavy-handed
came
lightning.
out of nowhere.
Gets damage in. Royal, it's your chance to punish. Giant, Bats, Goblin gang out the right
Zap
side.
again.
Are we going to see a Graveyard on top? No, it's going to be Poison. Reliable
Poison to clear out the
damage.
Skeletons. Make sure the Giant can get some connections.
One punch,
slap,
two punches, three punches.
One more
the
to take
tower
it.
goes down. Royal claims the first game in this matchup.
There you go. Royal said he's never lost to Dani. Let's see if he can keep it up and go for the 2-0 here today.
I don't know, man. I feel like Dani's... wasn't he victorious? Because he came out, Dani, in day 2 was our second qualifier, wasn't he?
Was he?
So
Can you check your notes?
Yeah, I'll check my notes real quick here. Yeah, Dani was our day 2, so he must have beaten Royal at some point.
Unless Royal didn't compete in day 2.
Oh, that might be true. But then when would they have ever matched up in the bracket? I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. I think this is just when they've been, like, practicing against each
Yeah,
other. They're
right,
good
right,
friends, apparently. So, they like to try some stuff out, play each other competitively. Some minor tournaments, apparently. But I've heard, actually, that Royal has lost to Dani. He just denies all knowledge of it.
Oh, of course.
But if it happens here today, then we've got it recorded. Millions of people will watch it eventually.
I see nothing. Yeah, you got to prove it, man.
Yeah.
You say you're better, but let's see who actually edges out in the arena. That one went to Royal. Can he keep the momentum up and claim the 2-0 in this match? Or is Dani going to try to start pulling it back, proving his worth, and trying to claim his first win in this first day of the European region?
Well, that's all we got to find out when Game 2 comes up. But I just wanted to talk about a little bit about the deck. So we've seen a lot of... Let's talk about something that's been happening all over day 1. P.E.K.K.A is being the go-to answer to these tankier units rather than Swarms at the moment. Swarms are so vulnerable to a lot of combinations of cards that are coming out. We see things like Log. Not as prevalent, actually. Surprised we haven't seen as more Log.
Yeah.
Well, we have seen Log, just not as, game-defining or, game-changing. It's just been used as 2 Elixir. There you go.
I completely agree with you. It's really weird that we actually see so many P.E.K.K.A s. I guess players, have been playing so much splash yard, so much splash damage that they have switched away from Swarm units, and so P.E.K.K.A is actually getting a chance to shine against the big tanks out there. Giant, Golem, chops them all down, no problem.
Yeah, it's an interesting change. Let's see if the pattern remains the same. Royal versus Dani, Game 2, Skeletons to kick things off.
Royal with the advantage in this best-of-3 matchup. Just going to hold on to his Elixir here, waiting for Dani to invest a little bit more than Skeletons before he makes a counter.
Gonna wait a little bit longer, apparently.
And they're both waiting. Hey, I think in this sort of situation, if you think that you have the heavier deck, if yours is building up to a bigger push, you definitely want to wait here until you can get to double Elixir time, when you can really pressure your opponent hard and punish them for just trying to stall the game out. Here's a Baby Dragon at the bridge, though, going to distract for the tower, while the Skeleton's trying to get some chip damage in there. Poor placement on this Poison, though. Oh wait, no, that's a
good
defensive poison.
Good
That's a
placement on the
defensive poison. Yeah, I take that back. I
None
thought
of
that was
those
used by Dani.
none of those skellies actually touched that tower. It was the baby dragon burp that got that damage.
Huh, one little tap over in there.
Yep.
Ice Golem coming on in to distract for the execution.
Good angle to make sure the tower's not hit and getting maximum value out of this.
Perfect timing, but it might push it out of range. It does. Can Royal give a tank for this executioner out in front?
No, gets the bat out of it.
He's going to get so much value at this executioner on the back end, chopping through this Night Witch.
Oh my God, he's
that
going to get
was a real bad exchange for Dani.
No, there we go, one melee, but it's already too early. It's too late. You've only got bats chipping away at the Giant. Graveyard comes down for Royal. Tornado will drag some of them away, but not too much. Ice Giant, Ice Golem is there.
Dani's in so much
trouble.
Skeletons
But look, they're coming from behind now. He's
Here they go.
Stop him.
Chip. Defensive Night Witch
Where's
is
the
not
boom?
quite
And there
enough.
it
Giant
is.
takes the tower down. Royal with the early lead. Dani's going to counterattack now. He's got an Executioner Night Witch going in, but can he commit to this push without throwing too much elixir away? Executioner, the perfect defensive card here for Royal. They both have even elixir, but Royal, with the 1-0 advantage in towers and an Executioner on the field, has got a decisive advantage here.
Even elixir, but they are not even in crowns right now. So the pressure is on Dani as we enter double elixir time. He needs to bring this back, and he's got so much work to do as those towers are basically untouched, and Royal is not dropping the pressure as he gets the Executioner. Goblins on the front line as well. Giant's making his way down the right. Night Witch on the left, and a counter push coming out from Dani. He drops the Graveyard.
We've got
the
the Graveyard coming in
line.
from Dani. We got the Ice Golem trying to soak, but Tornado pulling that tank away means that Royal has got not too much to worry about at this Graveyard. Royal playing nice defense here, not really trying to pressure for that 3 crown or trying to take a tower down, just playing calm, cool, collected defense.
He doesn't have to grieve.
Hold on, I take that back. We've got a Giant and a Graveyard over on the right side tower. Skeleton's starting to stack up here. We got a Night Witch on defense. She's starting to stab away at the Giant, but he's getting some punches off anyways.
Graveyard in return. Ice Golem's tanking it up. Executioner
no.
will start to get it, but he only has a lateral movement as the Goblin gang comes in with the reinforcements. Poison is there as well to try and help him clear out. 4 seconds left. There's nothing Dani can do to get back into this game.
Tornado
Royal takes this game 2-0.
Tornado buying great time there for Royal on defense. He just needed to hold off for a little bit longer. Actually did a great thing there in pressuring the opposite lane's tower. He already got 1 tower down, but if you only play defense against a really aggressive deck like Graveyard, you're bound to lose a tower. We saw that earlier in the game, or earlier in the day actually, when a 3 crown happened right as soon as a Graveyard hit the tower. So great move there, adding the Giant and the Graveyard out the right side to force Elixir to be spent on defense, and a nice win there for Royal.
Well, yeah, Royal had the exact same response to Graveyard as Surgical Goblin did. He had Goblin Gang ready to go. As soon as the Graveyard comes up, Goblin Gang there deals with it. You got the melee, you got the range. There's not really any way the Skeletons can get through. He had that covered. Poison, when that was played, Goblin Gangs, they need a couple of ticks of poison to get taken out, so you're not going to have that immediate relief that you might do if you play something like Scummy to try and beat the Graveyard. So it was nice play from Dani, but he didn't have all the options. Royal just had that deck advantage there. But to have a look at this game a little bit further, we're going to throw it over to the locker room.
I'm thoroughly enjoying Royal's gameplay. He's playing very well right now.
It seems like he wasn't just boasting when he said that he beats Dani every time.
He said he never lost to Dani. Yeah. Royal has a reputation. I mean, both of them, 2 of Romania's best players, but Royal stands out as one of the best. QW, YouTube, is his other account, but he's just an absolute stud. He's always been a very good player. And let's take a look at one of these replays here.
Yeah, I believe that Royal and Dani actually scrim quite a lot. They play against each other in their spare time.
Yeah, they're training partners. They've traveled together to ESWC before. They're really, really good. And you see here
this
with
is so dangerous.
Royal playing the Graveyard deck here. It's one of those decks, and you saw this as the match went on here. You can see him taking down the left tower here. But once you get 1 tower down, with this version of Graveyard, especially with the Giant as the tank, it makes that second tower even easier to get. You drop that Giant right in the pocket there, and then, or you drop the Graveyard first, drop the Giant in the pocket, tower locks onto the Giant, and it's really easy to take to get things out of control, you know. So you have to be very cognizant of that as a defender. Unfortunately, Dani just not getting the best of Royal that time.
Yeah, for sure. And if anyone was here right at the beginning of the show, they'll remember way back when we spoke about the featured match for today, when the sheet was completely clean. We didn't know who was going to win any games, and we managed to judge it perfectly with the 2 top of the leader players, NemSensei and Berin, who have performed exceptionally well in studio today.
It's going to be great to see who will take the first loss between the 2 of them.
and one of them's going to be 3-0. That's
Yeah.
guaranteed right here.
Guaranteed they'll make it through.
And that's helped out Royale as well, that last game. He's going to have pushed up to a 1-1. The first person to have both a win and a loss. Everyone else is very polarized at the top and the bottom.
Yeah, DK and Surgical Goblin certainly only playing one game so far, and both coming out with the victories. You can see Berin rather and NemSensei at the top. Certainly no surprise there. In the middle of the pack, really anything can happen here in the EU bracket.
So as we mentioned, Berin and NemSensei is our featured match. I'm so excited to watch these guys. We did predict earlier on. I think both of you went NemSensei and I went Berin.
I'm still going NemSensei.
Still feeling that way? Yeah, I'm feeling NemSensei now, man.
Yeah, NemSensei has been performing incredibly well today. But then Berin also...
scared?
I picked against Berin twice, you know, so I don't know. It's tough.
So who knows?
It's gonna be a hard game, a hard fought game.
I'm gonna be loyal to
Fool me
NemSensei.
once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I don't know. I should go Berin here, but I'm gonna go with NemSensei. You can't go against him, man.
No,
He just
you can't.
he
He's
had
a
that.
lovable person.
He is.
Yes. Yeah.
His performance has been great, and my favorite thing about NemSensei is when he's playing, he's focused and he's playing about with different cards and everything, and he looks so in control of the game. Where Berin's been playing very strategically, almost like he's not even in the studio. He's playing like he would in a tournament online.
Yeah, NemSensei, one word comes to mind. Same thing with Surgical Goblin. That's why those, wouldn't be surprised if they were the featured match. I mean, or the
match.
play. Yeah. But prepared. Both of these guys
prepared.
super prepared. That you can bet your bottom dollar they've done their homework on every single player here.
Exactly.
Exhaustive research. So
Let's just hope the people at home are prepared right now for this
do
game
it.
that we're about to see. So Trid and Woody, take it away.
Thank you very much, Greg. And the battle for first place is on. Berin versus NemSensei. They're duking it out for first place in week 1.
Wow, there is no way that we could have set up a better featured match today than to have both players who are 2-0. Berin, strong position in that first place spot here, is going to be marching in on the left side. I'm really excited to see if he can hold up against a finalist from ESWC, such a careful, considerate, smart, focused player as NemSensei.
NemSensei, speaking of which, will be entering the arena shortly with his patented shades. He needs to trademark that look. I know Rice had a TM for NA yesterday. He needs to get like a registered trademark for him wearing those shades like that. Look at that swag. He knows it.
Oh, look at that guy, ready to go. Not worried about his opponent. Just gonna stick those little earbuds in. Gonna give a little handshake here. Berin
that's
stopped him.
like when you walk into the boxing ring and you're supposed to touch gloves. They just haven't done it.
Oh, what happened right there?
Well, the animosity between them, it's high. They know what's on the line here. To get that first place spot at the end of week 1, get yourself comfortably set for the rest of the tournament.
Look how comfortable Berin is, stretching out his
He's
legs.
lounging about now.
He almost kicked NemSensei. Are they playing footsie there? What's going on?
Could be. A little bit of tap.
Oh, is
tap?
there a little tap in there? No,
No.
maybe not. Stretching out though. Got the shirt just a little bit loose. Nice Team Vitality jersey, of course, for NemSensei here. Getting his deck ready. Looks like are they both playing on phones? No, Berin's got a tablet there, I think.
Using the wider screen there for Berin.
Oh yeah. Really need those piano fingers to be able to reach far to the back end of the tablet.
So let's take a look here. Berin running that free Muskies with the Night Witch, that hybrid we saw him play earlier. Then we've got a little bit of a Night Witch.
Ooh, early
Night
attack
Witch
off the left side for
control.
NemSensei. It's a minor Ice Spirit. Great catch by Berin though. Night Witch on the left end is going to be a 4-for-4 trade. She survives the encounter and it's going to go in for the counter push now. Minor a little early from Berin. Gets caught by NemSensei in the back. Skeletons are going to do a great job taking that guy down. One little chip damage from the back, but Executioner by NemSensei finishing off.
What would you say NemSensei's deck is? That looks like a minor control with Night Witch.
Yeah, it looks like a Splash Yard deck that's missing the graveyard.
One key component of the Splash Yard deck.
Yeah.
But hey ho, Ice Spirit will run down the right-hand side. Minor gets evened up by the Skeletons there. He's actually drawn the aggro with that poison. Is there for NemSensei to buy this Night Witch some more time?
Night Witch is going to get a swing off the right side.
Bats around.
Spawn. Nice quick zap
That's
on
actually
defense
so good for NemSensei that one bat diverted attention to the Elixir Collector, because now it's gone. Poof. He would have got one more tick of the Elixir out there if that solo bat didn't get the attention drawn.
Even Elixir count for both players. NemSensei with the damage advantage. Let's see. I guess I would characterize this as a minor poison control deck, while Berin is playing much of a beefier, heavier 3 Muskie beatdown. So it's going to be the first 2 minutes that NemSensei will have the advantage, trying to get chip damage over onto this right side tower while avoiding, building up too big of a push that NemSensei.
There you go. There's the minor,
Berin will be able to
there's the minor poison combo. Nice placement by Berin to put the Goblin Gang outside of the poison.
Oh,
gives
one
himself
gets inside.
maximum efficiency.
A lot of bats.
Yeah, but the bats have been cleaned up nicely. So that push was heavily curtailed back in, but in fact Berin had those goblins outside of the poison because he knew that NemSensei would greed and go for that elixir collector as well with the poison, so he put it as far away as possible. It's a nice bit of placement, nice bit of knowledge as he drops the 3 muskies to split.
Berin is trying a little bit too hard to build up that elixir advantage. He's playing so many pumps and big troops, just trying to get that juice all the way up, but over on the right side has been punished hard. Let's see if he can turn things around now that we are in double elixir time with NemSensei defending that miner. Great job out there at the right.
Tornado
Battleram's
and
gonna
Log.
do nothing either.
Yeah, Tornado and Log, great answer, cleared up most of the Goblin Gang when it got drawn in. Log was just needed just to finish it off. But Execution going to come up behind these bats. They'll take the aggro as the miner comes in. Where's the poison drop?
The
I think he's waiting this time for the reaction.
There it is. Poison goes down. Going to take
There's
out
no
this Night
electric
Witch.
elixir to
Right
bait
side
it.
tower's taking a lot of damage too. Distraction Battle Ram is good for Berin there, but I don't think it's going to be able to reach the tower. He needs to get damage onto the tower there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But you see that he's being more conservative with that poison, waiting for the placement. And of course, he didn't have the distraction of the elixir collector to bait out its placement at all. Now, Muskie's just going to clean up the Night Witch quite comfortably. Should get the bats as well.
Good zap
No
there.
problem.
Ooh, nice tank for the Musketeers on top of that. Left side push is actually looking pretty good for Berin if he can get this through this miner in time. Oh,
I don't think he
Musketeers
can.
not
Battle
enough.
Ram comes in. He has to deal with something on the right-hand side as well. NemSensei's attention is split. Night Witch will take that out after the freeze came in from the Ice Spirit.
Berin is doing his best to try to force the left lane to be in the main side of play,
Log.
but NemSensei, wow, with an early prediction log, rolls right through those skeletons,
3
but
muskies,
Miner
though.
gets taken down. Yeah, poison around
They're
the
gonna
muskies,
lose
though,
so
is
much
not
health
too
back.
good for Berin.
Loses
a
one
lot of health, but
already.
they're still going in. Right side attack is got a Miner out in front to block for these shots. A skeleton's gonna finish off one of the Musketeers, while a Night Witch coming in to finish off the other
Night
one.
Witch versus Night Witch on the bridge. Goblin Gang coming up behind it will clear out NemSensei. Berin's on the back line. He's got a miner.
Ooh.
Skeletons did draw the aggro. Great placement by Berin because that would have been game if he would have locked on
That
to
free
that
fire
tower.
log not getting a whole lot of value though, and Ice Spirit on defense for NemSensei has just been so crucial at stopping these battle rams. Miner just can't get enough damage in there, and NemSensei could very viably just go for Poison Cycle at this point.
Yeah, poison log.
Poison
Get the
Miner.
poison.
This could be the last game.
There you go. Put it in. Miner. He's actually. He hasn't got aggro on the tower. Poison's
Oh.
going to do it. He can actually log at the end of this, I think, and might get it just away with it. There we go.
Oh, there
One more
it
tick.
goes.
Stem
Finishes it off.
Taking game 1.
Well played. Berin just like taken aback from that. Seeing that big winner NemSensei up on the board is not going to be very confidence building for you there. But NemSensei just applying so much pressure early and late game finishes him off for the 1-0.
NemSensei. We saw NemSensei like last time play a little bit riskier with things like Sparky, the mirror coming out there. Tell you what, play meta. NemSensei will 2-0 this.
Oh, I think so too, man.
Yeah.
He did play something a little bit unconventional there with Miner Poison, augmented it with the Night Witch. I really like that deck, though. It played very well against 3 Musketeers, being able to poison down pumps and those 3 Musketeers ladies. Splitting up quite well, too, enabled him to counter push while avoiding too much damage out on that left side, because he was really trying to focus down the right side, right? Got a lot of early damage in single elixir time that Berin just was unable to come back from. It seemed like every time NemSensei went in for the push, Berin was trying to soak as little damage as possible to try to build up elixir so that when he reached double elixir time, he could go in for a big attack, but just it never materialized.
I think that's the biggest problem that happened there. He struggled so hard to get there. And I think he was relying too heavily on the battle ram. Yeah, it drew aggro when he was going on these attacks, but it never connected with tower because there was always an answer from NemSensei.
It seemed like that Ice Spirit was just perfect to drop down those battle rams.
This is the winning moment here.
Yep.
Where the poison ticks away. We can see it coming a mile away. Poison's going to do the work. Log comes in just to help it out. Drops it with the 36. Last tick is going to clear it from 6.
Rolls it all the way down. And you see, even when NemSensei knows that he's going to get that right side tower down, he's setting up his defense just perfectly to be able to deal with
Just
this
in
battle ram.
case.
Yeah, just in case. Has got the Ice Spirit, Skeletons. It's just such a cheap cycle-y deck that he can just wipe out even these big pushes coming in from Berin. I don't think he was worried at all that last game.
No, I think he was nice. Well, and see, I think once he got to near the triple-digit health, I'm thinking NemSensei is like, oh, I got this. Like, he knows what he has to do to finish the game. The miner, the poison. I got to credit Berin for the placement of his skeletons, his distraction units when the miner was coming in. The last couple of miners, didn't even get to attack the tower because he was so distracted with the skeletons, with what he was placing out. So yeah, he did manage to get through in the end there when he cleaned out the skellies, but you got to hand a little bit of mechanical prowess to Berin.
He did do very well, but just the quick and nimble card play by NemSensei really allowed him to demonstrate his vast knowledge and experience and perfect timing on those drops. I really do think that super expensive and super inexpensive cards allow the most highly skilled players to demonstrate their knowledge of how the mechanics work, of being able to make every drop of elixir count. So that was a really interesting exchange there. It looks like we've got Berin playing Three Musketeers yet again. NemSensei switched it up this time.
Actual
to Giant
splash yard.
Graveyard.
well, yeah.
No, that's not
Graveyard.
splash yard.
No,
It's always splash yard.
It's always
with
splash
you.
yard with me. But no, giant graveyard coming out here. Ewiz, Poison, Log, Elixir Collector as well, and the Night Witch to boot. He's running the exact same Free Muskies deck though. Berin's basically saying, I can do this. I can win with this deck. I'm going to allow a new change in. But Elixir Collectors on both sides. They're both pumping up for something.
Fair choice there by NemSensei to not really try to punish there, but just try to keep up with the elixir that Berin is building up. Advantage to Berin, though, on defense. Looks like oh, actually, the Night Witch goes down. Nice early tap
Battle
there
Ram on the left.
NemSensei.
The Miners coming.
Unanswered.
Wait, Ewiz is splitting the arcs across the lanes. Beautiful placement by NemSensei to damage this attack that Berin's putting
I
out.
don't like it, to be completely honest. He took a ton of damage on that left side tower, up to 1,000.
Graveyard.
Can he hit back even harder, though? Goblin getting on defense for Berin. Can he drill through this Giant before the skeletons start stacking up? Looking like they're going to get a little bit of damage on the tower, though.
Couple of slaps from Giant, though. He's managing to get in there.
These are so good for Berin. Poison goes down. Doesn't hit the pump, though. Unfortunate placement there for NemSensei. But still, tying it up on elixir.
Still working on that tower, bringing the HP in line. Out by 2. So he has a 2 HP elixir advantage for NemSensei.
12 damage, right?
Oh, sorry. I need glasses.
Here, you want to borrow mine?
No, I don't think they'd work.
Yeah, probably not. And then I wouldn't be able to see.
Yeah.
Just creating another problem as we try to solve one.
Yeah.
Skeletons to defend the battle room. Zap down! Is
Awesome.
NemSensei going to soak a battle
Yeah,
room?
he gets the
Yes, he
connection!
is! Big hit out the left side for Berin. Well done there. Brings it down to triple digits. NemSensei and Berin both pumping up. Can this Night Witch prove useful for
Night Witch
NemSensei?
on Night Witch, but we've already got C. The Berin's
Some
is
hot
healthier.
Night Witch on Night Witch action in the arena here today, folks.
It's a little bit too edgy for me, my friend. But anyway, back to coming in from the left-hand side. Ewiz and the Giant should draw up the aggro from this and keep NemSensei's tower reasonably healthy. Muskies make their debut in the arena. This matchup, splitting them one to the left, 2 to the right. Battle Ram on the right-hand side as well. Look at this. Giants drawing the Muskie aggro. Goblin Gang will eat up the graveyard. The Battle Ram connects as the Muskies are starting to do work. Ewiz will deal with them shortly.
Stacking up on that left side tower,
But
too.
the Giant one
punches
more
it
hit.
down.
Ewiz can take it.
Ewiz for the win. Takes it down, but the Miner at the right side's about to get a tower for
One
Berin
more.
as well.
One more.
Berin was
One more.
so well equipped to go for the 2 crown here. He is going to be pushing the left side too. Battle Ram about to connect over the left side. He's going to get there. No, not
he
quite.
cleans it up. With
Right
the
side
zap.
goes down. The Battle Ram not able to connect with the left side, but bringing it down to 633. Berin with a decisive lead now, trying to get this series tied back up 1-1.
Yeah, he has the advantage here, and he definitely needs to start keeping the pressure up. He cannot take his foot off the accelerator, otherwise he will lose out to NemSensei. Graveyard comes down on the right
my
side.
God,
Aggressive
no brakes on this
Giant
crazy
placement.
train. Giant
He's got
Graveyard on the
nothing.
right side. It's a base race.
But
NemSensei's in a lot of trouble, though.
Berin's gonna take it.
No! Berin for the win! Takes that left side tower out. NemSensei. Oh my God, he went for the base race, trying to get that tower down before his opponent could. Instead of playing defense, he knew that he only had 600 and whatever damage on that left side tower left to deal, and he couldn't defend it. Tries to get the win in there, but a full hit point tower on the right side was just too much for him to get through. Berin pulls it back and draws the match set up 1-1.
It was a ballsy gambit by NemSensei to try and get himself the victory there. Gambit. Yeah, did you like that word?
I do.
Yeah. Throwing out all the vocabulary for you today.
I'm learning words
But
too.
it was very nice to see that Berin had done so much work on the left-hand tower, set himself up nicely. But the problem is where we've seen Berin in the past, it was where he split this aggro, probably not intentionally, but he split the aggro. This time he's able to take the crown tower, and he puts himself in a great position to then capitalize on the legwork he's done earlier. But to have a chat about this more, we're going to go back to the locker room.
This is so exciting right here. We have just
So
seen
close.
Berin stick to his guns with those 3 Musketeers, and it worked out for him. So good.
Oh, it was so close. I mean, NemSensei got a tower when Berin got a tower, but
Yep.
he wasn't able to get his second tower before Berin took it.
Yeah, for sure there. I've noticed a trend here with NemSensei. He comes out really strong, and in match 2, he starts to get maybe a little cocky, maybe a little overconfident, and he drops it. So
we have got a replay of that base
let's
race.
do it,
I'm so excited to see
that
it.
was a really intense match
Because that Graveyard Giant almost took the win there, but the Miner just chipping away.
I was surprised that he played the 3 Musketeers on his own side. Given that NemSensei only had poison, he could have easily gotten that tower down by playing the 3 Musketeers in the pocket. It was dangerous there, very close at the end, but he actually came out with a victory, so all is well, right?
Incredibly well calculated.
He just had a few more seconds with that Graveyard. NemSensei could have tied it up, and they both could have gone for King Tower, but
they both had really smart decisions. I was really impressed by Berin early on that match, how he went to the right lane even though he was focusing on the left tower. Smart players will do that, especially if you anticipate that it's going to be a 2-1 match. If you know you're going to lose one tower, you know you're going to have to get early work on that other tower. I think that was a really smart play there by Berin, pretty much all the way through.
And the 3 Muskies is so well set up for that split tower damage, and he did so well to win it in the end, but we will be going to a game 3, and I'll be interested to know what NemSensei is going to do to answer, because Berin right now, there's no reason to change for him because it works so well.
Maybe he'll go to his Sparky deck.
Maybe.
Who really knows?
No,
who knows?
I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to be that cocky this time. I expect him to go another Graveyard, but this time I'd be tempted to bring Lightning if I was Berin, just because he knows that, or if I was NemSensei rather, because he knows that Berin's best deck is 3 Musketeers. He's proven that all throughout the day. So Lightning doesn't generally fit well in a Graveyard deck, but it might be interesting, even Fireball, the combo with the Graveyard. Some mind games going on certainly right now. It's always a chess match.
I mean,
one name
both
answer.
Want this win.
Who do you think's going to win? One word. No explanation.
NemSensei.
That's
how long
all
we have?
One word. One word.
One word.
I'm gonna go Berin.
Berin. Okay, a little bit split here. I'm going to sit on the fence, as every good host should do. So I'm going to send it straight back to Trid and Woody.
So polite.
Gregan being characteristically cowardly, as you're sitting on the fence for that one. Let's do the same argument there. One word answer. Who do you think's going to win? I'm going NemSensei.
Well, I got to go Berin then. He just pulled it back with such a close game there. I really got to give it to him, man. I felt so strong for NemSensei as we were going into the game today. Into the match, having cast him for ESWC, watching him perform in the finals, I'm just worried he's going to choke in this last drawn match here and drop it. Even though he had an early advantage, that 1-0 start, it might drop to a 1-2 finish here.
It's on for Berin. Berin's actually standing up for this matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Like. He's really going for it this time.
Take it back.
Berin, you beta! How dare you, sir?
Let's see if he has something to say about that. I don't think he's feeling beta right now. A win over NemSensei. Was that the first time anyone's beaten NemSensei yet today? I think it might have been.
Right? No, he lost up because he played. Remember, in his matchup, he went Sparky, and then he did that weird mirror deck. And
that's right.
Got a little bit of experimental, and it ended up going badly for him. But our final match of the featured matchup, Berin versus NemSensei, one apiece, fighting out for that first place spot at the end of week 1.
This looks like a rematch of what is it, their first game? 3 Musketeers against this kind of minor poison.
The minor poison control deck with the Night Witch in there. Like,
that's a great poison from NemSensei, though, hitting that pump, the tower, and the Night Witch. Excellent
maximum
value.
efficiency as the miner goes deep into NemSensei's territory. Execution is there, does get the angle for the Night Witch.
Oh,
great
kills
angle.
all the bats right as soon as they spawn.
Incredible
Great result there
angle.
for NemSensei.
Pump's about to disappear for Berin. I don't think he's going to get one more tick out of that, but he's got the battle ram on the right-hand side. Skeletons and Executioner on the left. Zap will clear out the minions, but the miner makes the connection.
Battle ram hits the right side as well. Right side Knight, which defends, but it's not too healthy on this counter push. Log rolling through this left side attack, not worrying too much about this miner. Both players at maximum efficiency, maximum effort.
Maximum effort. Nice Deadpool reference there.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
But nice with a chip coming onto both sides. HP advantage definitely in favor of NemSensei at the moment. I think if you add them together, I think NemSensei
Berin
comes
with
out
a little
top.
bit more elixir, though. It's a drawn game for Berin. I'm not going to call
so
it for either player.
So close. But there we go. Pump being dropped again for Berin. Going to start getting some work out of that. Poison needs to come down with the miner. Yes, it does find the elixir collector and reinforces that miner. There's a lot of damage coming out from that miner. Starts to open this game up for NemSensei.
Oh, nicely done there, NemSensei. You know, he doesn't really want to split up his damage too much. He'd probably like to drill down one tower. But yeah, Ice Spirit's going to freeze the battle ram once again.
Beautiful.
That's how NemSensei clutched the victory in the first game.
Miner on
Ice
the
Spirit
left,
to
though.
freeze those battle rams.
Uncontested Miner on the left.
It's
Gonna
gonna
get
hurt.
great damage for Berin, taking it even lower than the lowest tower that Berin has. Executioner moves into play. A
true.
Miner of his own, and the preemptive
Ooh,
lock now
the
clear the
log.
Goblin gang.
Look at that log, finishes off the skeletons and gets those goblins up in front. The gang still alive out in the back, but the Miner getting so much chip damage over the right side. Baron's going to split it up. He's got a Night Witch, and Goblin's going over on the right side. While he's got the
Goblin's gonna
battle ram
fall
over
for
the left.
this.
Defensive execution over NemSensei. Can he keep this tower up? Down to 1251 on the left side. NemSensei defending very well with the Night Witch. Slow those barbs down. Nice, nice. Skeletons to
Executioner can
stop
get
him.
some swings in here.
Not even a
No.
single swing from the barbarians on the left side. NemSensei's executioner taken out by skeletons. It's going to be
Miner
another Miner
poison.
poison attack over to the right side. Can we get this Goblin Gang down? Just about all of them.
But it's so
Final
close,
one.
though. Free Muskie's being dropped now. This is where Berin has to come back strong. We knew
The
it was
final
coming.
push. The 1-1 draw. It all comes down to this attack. Can Berin connect?
Miner poison log out for NemSensei could probably win this matchup for him with the 4-3-5 remaining of Berin's right-hand tower, but he needs to deal with this push. The left side should be what Berin is focusing on, and it's been shut down completely.
He just
Tornado,
put so much
skeletons.
damage. Wait, Musketeer connected though. Breaks the tower down to
No, it
650.
does not bring that down into range, though.
To
As you-
650.
Yeah, but not in the range. Skeletons are going to be taken out by that log.
Great
Not a
catch
chip.
by that Miner.
Oh my
Nice
God, the
snap,
Miner
though.
might get
Miner's
it.
connected. Right side's
The
going to be a
Miner.
Miner from NemSensei.
The
It's a
Skeletons
base
draw the
race.
aggro.
Skeletons catching the right side Miner. We got it.
Poison comes up for NemSensei.
Poison clips the victory.
He's going to take it.
NemSensei pulls his earphones out. He knew he had it. Well done. A Miner base race at the end there. That was so clutch. The victory for NemSensei, a 1-0, and Berin just a little bit short. Here come the sunglasses. Thumbs up to the crowd.
Wow, what an intense way to end our featured matchup. Wow, so that's going to be NemSensei, undisputed first place at the moment, right?
Man, I
Week
feel like
one.
I might be even sweating more than the players on the arena right now.
Week 1 comes out without dropping a single game. Well, no, a single match, sorry. We're using the correct terminology.
Yes.
But he's 3-0 at the moment. What a great way to start off the Clash Royale Crown Championship.
Absolutely. The undisputed #1 player. I think it's really great that we got our top 2 undefeated players to go up against each other, because we really do have a clear and distinct first place. Now, remember, if you're in the top 2 in this phase, you get an automatic berth to the top 4 in the bracket. I think that NemSensei is going to be our star player to claim that.
NemSensei is definitely going to be one to watch throughout the rest of it. But we're going to go back to the locker room shortly, because that was our last game of the day. But wait, no, there's more. You guys were going to be voting on our exhibition match, shall we call it. And we're going to throw it over to the locker room, where I'll let you know more about that.
The finish just there was so intense. We were jumping up and down in our seats,
Yeah.
because that was really close at
my
the end there.
Goodness,
The
they
Miners.
just have such close matches, and it's so exhilarating to watch. I love it.
At the end there, I thought that Berin might make a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, he had that really nice predictive skeleton play, or it just, that last Miner, it was just so
Yeah, it
close
was-
at the end there. I was pulling for
kinda
Berin,
rooting
but
for
you
him.
can't knock him. That was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Great match.
I think we've got a replay of
do it.
the crazy moments during that game, and this was the one, the poison log, and then it's sitting there on just
And you have the
99
Miner in the back from Barin
That
hitting that
catch.
tower, but oh man.
NemSensei, channeling his
That
inner
poison.
B-Rat there, with the Miner poison cycle, just absolutely asserting dominance there, you know?
But it was very close, as we saw. And you called the switch of towers as well, when he went up with the 2 muskies.
Yeah.
And then he switched over
Well,
to
when
the
you
right
see
side.
that Executioner, you know, I said that NemSensei should think about maybe adding in a Lightning, but when you have Executioner, Poison, and Tornado, it's a very robust defense against 3 Musketeers. One thing that was smart there is focusing on that right tower. We talked about it live, is when you see the Executioner placed relatively early for NemSensei, it's a smart move to go all in opposite tower with 3 Musketeers. That's one of the strengths, is you have that kind of firepower to take down an opposite lane push even late in the game, and he almost pulled it off there.
Almost pulled it off. So those 2 players were at the top before then, and they've made it all the way to the end of day 1 almost, sitting in position 1 and 2. Berin just missing out on that final moment there. So NemSensei sitting 3-0. Everyone else has not played as many games as those 2 have, but they're still looking very strong early on, except for a few of the SuaaReeZ, Dani and Adam, poor guys, starting on 2 losses.
Still a long way to go.
It is.
I look for all 3 of them to make a comeback, especially Adam.
Yeah, and they've just got to make it into that top 6 to get through to the finals.
Absolutely.
And my favorite moments today, we saw them all throughout the day, I'm looking forward to seeing that Sparky maybe
Sparky.
later on, but we do have the top 5 plays from today.
All right, let's look.
We went crazy many times today, and
did.
I'm interested to see which of those 10, 12 moments we went crazy for in this top 5.
All right, so this is a Berin and Adam push. I think it's Berin's Battle Ram. Yeah, it's Berin's Battle Ram.
That was
It's
so
power.
strong.
Such a strong push.
Connecting there with the splash damage behind it. Baby Dragon, Night Witch, Battle Rams. Tough to stop that
Yes.
combination.
This is the Royal Giant Graveyard push.
The Giant with a Night Witch behind it. That was pretty crazy.
Yep.
To have the graveyard on top of that. That's what, 14 elixir worth of
And
push.
he had Night Witch, he had Executioner, and
Yes.
Tornado on defense. Wasn't enough to stop that push.
Nope.
This is NemSensei and Berin.
Oh, the base race.
The base
This was
race,
it.
yes.
That final Spear Goblin, the Spear Goblin who could there.
Yeah, exactly. Just helping out. If the Spear Goblin wasn't there, I don't know if that would have gone down in time, because those skeletons were piling up on the tower.
Those skeletons were really hitting it hard.
And number 2.
SuaaReeZ and NemSensei.
And that was the end there, the zap that we all thought might.
That
We're all
was
like,
the-
wait, how much damage does zap do at tournament level standards? Quick.
64.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
64. Yeah, because it was 3, 4, 6, 64, and put it too short. So that was unfortunate for the SuaaReEZ there. We've
had a lot of close
Oh,
endings
and then
here.
there's our thumbs up for NemSensei.
We love the showmanship of NemSensei.
And
We
then
love
our
getting
last
involved.
one is the Sparky push from
Of course.
NemSensei. The one that surprised everyone. You never see Sparky in a tournament like this, and NemSensei really pulled it off.
I mean, we joked about it when we were
We joked
making
about
the
it.
think tank deck, and then just see it there, how devastating
Right after we
it
talk
is.
Sparky, he whips out the Sparky. We see
And we were like,
see some great
"Oh,
action. Yeah,
all
absolutely.
right."
Yeah,
Is that our
that
deck?
was
No.
awesome though. I think that's going to be one of the highlights of the entire tournament. Forget
Yes.
just today. you
She's
know?
so powerful if she's left to get those hits in.
Exactly.
But
And
people
And I'm
just
glad
don't
you know
expect
her
it.
gender too. Not a lot of people know that.
I've been
I've
corrected.
had the
Okay, good.
I corrected you.
Good,
You
good.
corrected me,
You
exactly.
read her intro. You see her.
Yeah, Sparky
great.
is strangely devastating, but also strangely ineffective normally. But to see
Unfortunately.
NemSensei using
Not
it there,
today though. Not today.
No, that was very impressive. But as mentioned by Trid, there is another game.
Big match here.
If those of you remember at the beginning, there was 2 gaps on the schedule, and that was for the people at home to vote on Twitter.
Yes.
And not surprisingly, NemSensei versus Surgical Goblin got picked in.
A big rematch from
Yes.
It's
ESWC
gonna be
when
huge.
Surgical Goblin won over NemSensei. And since NemSensei has been playing so well today, I think NemSensei is going to get some revenge on Surgical.
Riding on that momentum.
Not me. I'm going Surgical Goblin all the way here. Surgical Goblin knows the mind games. And I think that Surgical Goblin, we've only watched one match so far with him, but I'm confident that he's going to play safe decks against NemSensei. Even if NemSensei picks up the first victory, I look for Surgical Goblin to play safe decks, control decks, and wait for NemSensei to overcommit or make that mistake.
You're making a good point because NemSensei has played 3 games today, so Surge has seen those 3 games. NemSensei has only seen Surgical play
But
once
they've been
today.
so random. What he's
Yeah.
been playing has been so random.
Here's the thing with NemSensei though, like we saw this, when he gets a little bit confident, he goes a little bit off meta. When he gets a little bit scared, he goes back to meta. I think you can affect NemSensei. I think Surgical might be a little bit better under pressure than NemSensei. That's why I'm going Surgical here. That's why I think he's going to play safe. Wait for NemSensei to overcommit or make that mistake and then try to punish him.
I'm still sitting on the fence from earlier on, and
You
I'm going
can't
to
get off
stay
the
there.
fence, man.
Get
Come
off
on.
the fence. I'm going to push
Surgical
you.
Goblin and NemSensei are
to
both going to do
NemSensei.
very well.
Oh, God.
Trid and Woody, I'm interested to see how this goes.
You're a damn coward, Gregan. I'm so tired of you already.
Fighting words here from Trid.
So tired of him. Just make your decision. I'm going to do it for you. I think NemSensei, he's on a roll. He's going to go ahead and get that final victory today. Go 4-0 in week 1 and really clinch that first place.
2 more undefeated players going to be matching up here today. We got Surgical Goblin first. Player from the Netherlands has defeated NemSensei in the ESWC Winter Finals just a few months ago. Can he pull it back again and claim the win? As the couch said, it's all about, can you punish an overly aggressive move by NemSensei, or are you going to be able to hold on, play it cool, and lose your tower? Is NemSensei going to be the one who's getting the edge here with those aggressive plays?
I think NemSensei's got to have a lot of confidence in what he's doing right now. I genuinely think, though, Surgical Goblin, I don't think this is going to be a quick one. I don't think NemSensei is going to take this one 2-0. Surgical Goblin, NemSensei, I'm thinking 2-1 over in favor of NemSensei, and I reckon that counter or that Surgical Goblin game is going to come out in game 1. NemSensei is then going to reverse swing.
You know what? I love NemSensei, but I gotta get the Surge here. I'm gonna give him the 2-1 edge. I've seen him
I
play.
want the
He's
vengeance.
been on my team for Red Dead Alpha. He's been fighting hard. He's now representing, of course, Team Kesso, and will be trying to hold on to this undefeated spot along with Donkey Kong, who also had the 1-0 from earlier today, of course. We're gonna see Team Vitality and Team Kesso, two very experienced, highly aggressive and competitive teams duking it out in the arena.
I want the anime finish, though. I want him to come back here and beat him. No, actually, anime finish, I guess, would if they made it to the final, and then they did it, and then NemSensei beat him. But to start it off now would be great. Actually, if it was anime, like, I'm pretty sure Surgical Goblin would win this one, just to, like, reinforce the point he's better.
Right. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Every day needs a great finals. And I think that this one is, gonna be it for us. NemSensei very aggressive out on the left side, sends in the graveyard and the poison. Surge, slow and careful, sends in the Goblin gang. That's gonna be able to take out this graveyard, no problem. A little bit of chip damage from the poison, but Surge moves far ahead in overall elixir. He's gonna commit to this left side push, adding in a miner onto Soak. The Goblin gang gonna stab away at this Night Witch in the back, but it looks like this Knight's relatively unanswered, or this Miner's relatively unanswered.
Well, there's that correct placement of when you do the Goblin Gang on defense against the graveyard. You know you got the Elixir Collector that's going to draw the poison to that side. You put Goblin Gang on the left, and it helps deal with this graveyard very comfortably. Nice placement from Surgical Goblin, and able to get back that counter push. But HP's still relatively the same, and I have to give, like, the Elixir advantage is still in the favor of NemSensei, I guess. I know
Surge does have the
he's
pump.
got the pump there, which will recoup that eventually. But as it's right now...
And it's already recouped. They're both at 10. Surgical Goblin with the split 3 Musketeers, though. 2 going down the right lane, 1 on the left to defend. This could be a good opportunity for NemSensei to try to strike hard at this left lane and defend softly against the
Defensive
Musketeers
miner.
if he's got a big tank or something to block him. Ooh, Night Witch. Ooh, she's going to get the first one down, and that's going to finish out the right side push. And
Yeah,
I
think close it out.
That went in NemSensei's favor there. Not too much of a push for Surgical Goblin to get much damage onto the tower. They're relatively tied, actually. Only 4 points of damage.
Double pump.
Separate them on the left. Yep, double pump. That's going to leave NemSensei with an opportunity to try to poison the pump and the tower. But he's got to decide, does he want to hit the tower and the pump or the tower and the goblins? Looks like he's actually getting some of the goblins in there along with the pump.
No, he's managed to get some damage out there from the skeletons. Goblins didn't clean up as neatly as they did in the last time this happened. So nice damage coming out from NemSensei to give himself a HP advantage. Miner and the battle ram doesn't connect, but the Miner will start chipping away as the Night Witch begins to do some work to tidy that up on the back end.
Oh my God.
2-2-1-4, bit of chip coming out for Surgical Goblin.
Lots more elixir for Surgical Goblin here, but he still is just taking punishing hits on the left side, back to back to back. Gonna wipe out this Night Witch with a split bleeding Musketeers, 2 going down the right lane. That's the lane he wants to punish. He doesn't want to play the left side because he's taking a lot of damage over there. NemSensei gonna split up. He's got Ice Golem in the back right, poisoning the Musketeers and gonna get a little bit of chip damage off into the battle ram as well. Miner in the back though, caught once again by skeletons. NemSensei has got this guy red so perfectly.
Executioner might get a swing there. No, Goblin Gang to interrupt. Night Witch on the approach on the right-hand side. These guys are so evenly matched. Barely any of them are getting damage in. It's only NemSensei had this moment of brilliance earlier. We're going to see the exact same response here. Actually, Minion Horde this time.
Check out that Minion Horde. Tornado down. The Executioner finishes off, no problem. Nice defensive miner in there for Surgical Goblin.
Poison's going to clean
Still
up.
taking a lot of damage there.
Ice Golem will make contact. One hit. No, doesn't get it, but splash damage does.
Oh my God.
Miner being used defensively again by Surgical Goblin. NemSensei keeps forcing that out. Look at this again. Ice Golem, Ice Spirit, Graveyard. The cycle has gone
split on
through.
the left. Trying to defend against this Graveyard. Defensive miner going to come in. It's going to be a poison on the left side though, hitting the tower and 2 of the Musketeers. Surge has got a ton of elixir to play around with, but is he going to have enough time to actually make the move? 3 Musketeers getting poisoned out on the left. He's going to try to drill in over here hard. He's going to
got a hard push on the left-hand side.
Oh,
the Tornado Executioner combination!
That whole push is dead. Caught by that great spell placement by NemSensei. Tornado Executioner finishes that off. Surgical Goblin still going in on the right side though.
Yeah,
Miner's
battle ram,
he's got to connect. Battle ram from the tower. Barbarian's chopping it around. We got Snare Goblin finishes it up. Surgical Goblin. Surgical Goblin. Surgical Goblin. The 1-0 victory. I was ready to count him out, man.
So close for NemSensei there, but Surgical Goblin comes back with that amazing last push. Battle Ram connects after so much weaving around units, and everything else was there beautifully for Surgical Goblin.
I am just exhausted. Can you believe that push from Surge? I thought he had so much elixir, but he wasn't able to get it onto the tower. NemSensei was playing so aggressively on that left lane. I feel like if he had just done a little bit more and sent in 1 more graveyard, he would have been able to finish it off. But Surge just expertly putting all those pumps over on the right side, I feel like he was trying to bait out a poison from his opponent to try to keep that left side tower healthy. He was still splitting up 3 Muskies in the back end and left himself really vulnerable, but ultimately, NemSensei didn't drill for the final kill.
Didn't drill for the final kill indeed, but oh my god, the battle ram at the end. We saw it 40 HP, we're just waiting for that last tick. Surgical Goblin gets that first victory. So my prediction is still intact at the moment. So I said Surge takes first game, and then NemSensei reverse sweeps him. So it could happen.
Okay, cool. It could still happen.
Yeah.
I was feeling like Surgical Goblin was going to take the 2-1, so I'm still feeling pretty confident about that. He's got the edge here. We're going to take a look at this game-winning moment. This was such an incredible move by Surge with a ton of damage on that left side. Unconcerned about the counterattack. He moves in hard to the right. Look, that tower's almost at full hit point at the beginning of this attack. Miner in the back is going to start getting some chip damage. Goblin Gang connects. Look at those Spear Goblins on the right side. They're getting so much damage in there. The zap on the tower forced to reconnect onto the Miner, and the Battle Ram gets the Penetration over on the right side.
Tornado being used for defense here to clean up, but the spears have already been thrown. Shame the Tornado doesn't pull the spears back.
I feel like it should. And spells too. Why doesn't the Tornado redirect it?
Physically it should, but I think that'd be even more OP if it would like drag spears and projectiles back.
What if it like took the projectile and like threw it back at your opponent? You know, it's just like swirling around in the air.
In a random direction?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Could be potential. But I guess this is why you aren't.
I
guess this is why you aren't on the design team at Supercell.
Ouch! Hitting me where it hurts. Well, you know, I do like my home out here in the United States. You know, but visits to Helsinki have been very nice. I like to go visit them every once in a while. Maybe one day I'll get my Cyclone spell introduced to the game.
Cyclone spell.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of heat yesterday. I think it was full frontage who called a tornado Cyclone.
Oh, did he? Uh-oh.
I think so. Or someone on the talent did yesterday.
Next
so be careful
game,
about
though.
that Cyclone spell.
Yeah, man, I am so ready for this. I feel like NemSensei is too. He's so drilled deep into that phone, ready to take the victory here. It feels like he's like inside the arena. I think he is the Red King now.
He could well be. Set up there, perched on the podium. Miner goes in to kick things off. Goblin Gang answers straight away.
Wow.
Zap will clear it out, won't get the one tap.
5 elixir spent by NemSensei. Can't Surge Punish. He's going to send in a Knight at the left side, going slow. I'm guessing this is going to be a graveyard deck. He's got a Knight probably to tank for this thing. Can he get in, though, with a Giant coming through? I think it looks like the Knight will reach the bridge first, so that's going to provide
Princess on the right-hand side.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably going to be a log bait then, I guess. Yep, we got a Goblin Barrel coming out there, and it's looking a little bit more like log bait now.
Yeah, Goblin Gang will clear it out. Nice log of his own to get rid of the Goblin Gang as the Giant moves on to the left-hand side. Goblin Gang fully focused on that Giant. I don't think it's going to make impact with that tower at all, but you've got the Night Witch coming up behind. Will get cleared out by that Dark Goblin counter that we keep seeing for Night Witch.
Nice little Gobbo spray there for Surgical Gobbo. And
Surgical Gobbo?
He gets him down at 22.98. Yeah, I mean, he's a Surgical Goblin. Why shouldn't he play a Goblin deck, right?
Very true.
Knight out in front to tank.
Yep,
no spell for NemSensei to finish off these Goblins in the back.
He's got
Mega Man's got something down. And a defensive Miner. Ooh, that's ugly. Surgical Goblin's laughing now, trying to get under NemSensei's skin.
Oh my god. The Fireball will hit Tower and Princess. Nice positioning to get both of them. Miner chips away. Mega Minion won't get very far, as I'm pretty sure Goblin Gang will be able to deal with that quite handedly as they move over to the right-hand side.
Fireball just an ugly counter for Princess, though. I mean, you do get 229 damage onto the tower, but a 4-for-3 trade is not how you build up a big push. NemSensei almost certainly has the bigger, heavier deck here. He's just got to wait until double elixir time to get something together.
Yeah, Knight will push up and clear a path for the Dark Goblin. Log comes up preemptively to hit the Knight. Well, it's actually locked onto the tower.
Lock on the tower. Look how much damage he's doing. The bats finally bring it down, but 591 left on NemSensei's right side. Surge going into double elixir time has got a huge advantage.
Goblin Gang being used preemptively to try and predict that. Make sure no damage is done. Wow, he's got a Giant to lead the path for the gang. Giant in the gang coming in. Princess does clear out most of it as the Miner goes straight onto the Princess. We'll turn attention to the left tower. And then Tornado to drag everyone to the center field, buy some more time for Surgical Goblin to shut down this push. Night Witch is there. Will she be in range? No, the aggro won't be drawn. Goblin Barrel.
No way to take out the barrel. They're going to finish
61
that tower
HP.
off.
Surgical Goblin looks like he might be able to take this 2-0 unless this Giant Night Witch push can prevail for NemSensei. But the Goblin Gang and Dark Goblin are going to deal with this quite comfortably. Fireball comes in. Is it enough? No, it's not. Tornado is there. 20 seconds left on the clock. NemSensei needs to start doing work if he wants to stay in this game, but it's not looking good for him.
No, 13 seconds left. Time is ticking down, and NemSensei ticking up on Elixir has got nothing to play.
No,
to
it's over.
Goblin. It's over. It's over!
The log just to make sure rockets his own tower.
Disintegrates that poor Miner, and the 2-0 victory for Surgical Goblin. Defeats the undefeated. He is now going to be standing tall up at the top of the leaderboard. #1 player from the first day, Surgical Goblin.
Silver lining for NemSensei, though, although he did lose that final match of the day, still sat on top of the leaderboard because he's the only person with 3 wins at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's going to hold on to that top spot. He's almost guaranteed to go to the next stage with 3 wins already. He might even still have a pretty good chance at claiming second place if he can come back and just wipe out the rest of the competition. But the win for Surgical Goblin here has got to make him feel so good. He knew that the earliest battles were going to be the most difficult for him. I saw him tweet that out on Twitter. I'm not just making that up. But going up against NemSensei yet again and being victorious in not just a 2-1, but a 2-0. Undefeated today, Surgical Goblin is the player to talk about for the European region.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to throw it back to the locker room just to finish out the broadcast, but we'll get some final thoughts from them before that happens.
I enjoyed observing that game, but it's just a shame to see NemSensei looking so distraught after that game.
I know, no glasses, no thumbs
no
up.
glasses.
Yeah.
He shrugged. He shook his head.
But
Surge doing what Surge does,
Yeah,
though.
credit
You know,
to
I
him.
told you about the mind games too. I was talking to his training partner, Surgical Mithja, and he said that BM there by Surgical Goblin, he said he wasn't afraid to throw in a little bit of BM because he felt like NemSensei could be rattled. So, you know, it's not just bad manners. It's sometimes a mental game, and it actually worked out for him there. Playing that Dart Goblin came in absolutely huge. Great counter to Night Witch. That's the thing. We talked about this earlier. Once you see a card that's really OP, really strong in the game, it starts to give life to other cards, and you see right here the Dart Goblin.
yeah,
on
the
this
Dark
replay.
Goblin just locking onto the tower, the Night Witch placement a little bit late, and so much damage there. And when you get ahead on damage with a control deck,
Yeah.
that's when you know you're in the driving seat, because all he had to do was chip away, and he waited for that perfect time for the Goblin Barrel, and it was just so comfortable for Surge there.
Surgical Goblin, man, doing
Surgical
Team
dominance.
Queso proud there. He's a beast, and that was a great predictive log too on that little
Yeah.
Dart Goblin.
Oh
push.
yeah, that log was amazing.
Yeah, and
He just seems so comfortable whenever he plays. Like
Yep.
he's not even here, and I can't see him playing in the studio. But just him placing cards just seems so comfortable for
he
him.
does talk big, and it might
Yeah.
be his downfall at some point, but at the moment he is sitting strong at the top of the leaderboard
Yeah.
with that 2-0 completely loss-free, where people like NemSensei unfortunately now do have a loss to their name, but they did play 4 games, so it's
Still
so
top
much
of the
to play
leaderboard too.
Yeah, Surgical Goblin, definitely, you're right. Polarizing figure, right? He had a little controversy coming up here against Pepe. He finally
Yeah.
makes it through undefeated after that. Makes it here, and now that he's here, though, it's going to be very challenging for anybody to knock him off, not just of EU, but of the whole entire tournament.
Yes.
Yeah, I think everyone's scared to play both NemSensei and Surgical Goblin in the other regions because they have looked very strong today, and it's only them playing against each other that has caused a loss for the giant that was NemSensei today.
Yes.
And I think all the games showed how great the top EU players are. There's obviously been more dominating performances, but that has just been due to the excellence of those top players on the top of the leaderboard. Berin, NemSensei, Surgical Goblin really performing today.
Even DK, only 1 game, but
Yeah.
he was dominant there. You know,
Super dominant.
This is exciting. I'm so excited for the EU. We have the best players. I don't care. Nah, I'm just joking. They're
No,
great
we
players
do.
in
EU
everyone, but
number 1.
from top to bottom, honestly, there's just a lot of really good sound. You know, we talked about this, technical players in the EU bracket especially.
Really
So,
using
yeah.
those mechanics well. And if you want to watch more of the EU top 8, then be sure to come back next week, same time again. It's going to be 8 a.m. Pacific and then 5 p.m. Central European time. Yeah, 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Central European time. I just
We'll
have to do
figure
GMT?
the 9-hour difference. So
And it wasn't my boy Full Frontage who's called it a cyclone. I gotta correct that.
I mean,
Trade.
full frontage. He knows his stuff.
He knows his
He
stuff,
knows the
man.
game inside out. So you can go
One
watch
of the best
NA next week
casters in
as
the
well.
game.
And I'd also be
Just an
interested.
alternate name, Tornado Cyclone. They're kind of
Forces of nature, right?
I want to see some charge challenges, and I also want to see some people playing that Sparky deck we spoke about earlier on, because we are all
Yes.
inspired by NemSensei. But from me, Gregan, and my 2 lovely co-hosts here, Mika and Ash, and then over in the booth we had Woody and Trid. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next week.